That's an automatic violation. Hand me my mic and my mic off. Jahid, you work against me. How many y'all want to be in the Malcool and y'all know Jahid work against me? Why all these folk hand up agreeing with me? You threatening my members? Okay. Y'all say, oh, all these proponents of Jahid. Where all these great friends of Jahid? Where y'all at? Y'all saw what Jahid just said now. After service, he gonna see y'all, gonna knock y'all out. Huh? He said one for the member. Y'all hear they talking about knocking out me. How many y'all with me? Oh, y'all ain't got no love for Snoop Dogg and Dre? They just left me out here. Oh, look at your pastor threatened to beat me up at the service. You good with that? So I hear you a violent joker. Well, it's good to be alive, ain't it? It's two that he spared us one more again to be him. How about you? Did I learn anything, Layla? Two. Yeah, Chris woke today. Look at that. That's all right. That's all right. Don't take it as a lot of time what people do. They'll take it as it's personal, but it's not personal like to hurt or kill people. What y'all will find out in life from him to everybody, when you get correction, it's really not what we think. And I've been a person like nobody don't like correction. That's just to be honest, nobody. And it's normal because we human. Anything that'll cause you to be called out, to be in a scene, or to be looked at differently, or somebody to think differently about you, of course it's uncomfortable. But Yahuwah has established a way that's different than how we do things. Because we in the flesh, the basar, we process things a whole lot differently than the way he does. His whole thing is to get us down to our purest point. And sometimes that's what taking all the variables that we use to counterfeit. We all got shields and things we do to protect ourselves. Like if you hypothetically, if I seen you were gonna swing at me, what would I naturally do? You don't block it. You think Yahushua didn't know they were gonna slap him? But he knew all things. He didn't know they were gonna slap him. But something he realized, this gonna make me. It's gonna shape me. You know, sometimes for people that years ago when they used to bake bread, you take it and you would beat the dough. You know, but what's the process after you beat it? You can see that with bread. Why would you punch bread? Why don't you just roll it? You beat it, you punch it, you pick it up and throw it. Please don't try to steal that machine. I was with you that time you had that loss from them. Y'all seen me hug and tell me, if you need anything, don't call. Yeah. But you know, I mean, as simple as something as, you know, just being bread, you know, and what you do to bread. But at the end of the result, what do you have? You say, so what? Biscuit. Stop helping! Somebody has stuck their head in, y'all. People do that every night. They just stick their head in and just help out of nowhere. But you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know if is it biscuits you beat? I mean, you roll dough to make bread. I don't know. Do you beat brisket? I ain't smell. Did you used to punch your biscuit, the dough? So Chris don't know what he's talking about at this point. She said if you punch the biscuit, they're going to make them tough, Chris. Let me make you a white man. So he should have known that, ain't right? He should have known that. But now y'all said, in that bread, you will beat the dough? Y'all seen that? For rolls. But I said, look at us so we know. We all over the place right now. It's one of them I know you beat. I just want to, let's look at the process. Who said pizza first? You said pizza first. But you said it first, because I hear Chris like he came up. You heard it say it. You did not hear Chris when he hollered out the last minute. How many of y'all know Chris the last minute hollered out? Chris, where did these folks get the answer from? He had somebody say, pizza! like, for real? Let the screen out. So, I mean, this is something we consider for everybody. Because a lot of things, you know, amazingly, and I appreciate the fact that he allows us to have knowledge about so many carnal things, so it kind of really helps you to understand what he's actually trying to do with us. We just never looked at it that way. I mean, you just tell me naturally, let somebody beat you up. That don't make common sense. It makes absolutely no sense. But then you look at if it's a process and it builds towards something, you know what I'm saying? That's a difference. Hello? Well, let's see. Does don't have to be beat. I don't know if you put it that way, but let's see. Okay, y'all see that? Listen what it said now. Listen. Let's just start talking. Listen. Punching is extremely important extremely important step in making yeast. Mr. Yahushua makes so much sense and everything. But see, this is the problem he has with us. We don't process the things the way he does. So he gives us things that we do all the time. So when our rebuttal toward him gets to be a thing like, it's got to be, God, these people stupid. I mean, not God, but like, goodness, y'all do this all the time. But when I'm telling you I'm doing it to you, you take it as a kill, hurt, to destroy you. Wait to see, this is an important part of the process. And I want to just, y'all just don't know me. I changed my views on things a little differently about, just looking at how you really kind of analyze things and look at things and really making sure you understand things. I don't want to just follow because he told me to follow. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want to be obedient. I have to know everything. I just want to understand what I'm doing. So now you can't persuade me. He said, if Kataim enticed thee, but what if that's something I want to do? Let's go with who got Ko'ur off in the gun. The Nakash. I agree to extent. But what did it tell us about her? She already wanted to do that. How far-fetched was it to eat from it? She already had been eyeing the odds. The writings told her that she saw it was too. She desired it. She wanted it. And she believed it would make her wise. And she took it. He didn't pluck it and give it to her. I'm not passing blame, but at the same time, accept responsibility. It was something she already wanted to do, so you have to be assured in what you're doing. So when people persuade you, even if it's something in you to say, I do kind of want to do that, still be strong enough willed in your mind that you don't variate. And a lot of times, that's where we need to learn how to be. First thing we look, if she said, hey, let's go out and drink, and I used to drink, and they ain't really bad, and I have been thinking about drinking, why would she ask me about drinking unless, what, I might not say not necessarily get me off. What if maybe this is something I need to do? Why would she just ask me about, hey, let's go get a drink when I'm desiring a drink, I want a drink, and she asking, and maybe this is something I need to do. Maybe this ain't just a coincidence. Maybe this is something saying, go ahead and get a drink. But if I'm assured in what did the word tell me about my faculties being impaired and where this put me at with him in my salvation, then regardless of what feeling I might have come up to agreement to what she trying to encourage me to do, I'm not going to do it. Look at Yahushua. We talked about several times when he was up on the mount. It said after he had fasted, what was he? So turning stones into bricks. Turning stones into bread. How far-fetched is this? How many times people saying, I'm so hungry I can eat a horse? What other time do you eat a horse? You saying right at that point, I don't care what it is. I ain't ate in 40 days. How far-fetched was it to say, hey, turn these stones into bread? So he already had a desire to want, but he realized, I'm trying to make my bread, my food, his will. So I want to understand that, because we'll get off sometimes. If first thing, and this is why I know a lot of us fail in here and out there. If a desire comes up that we had before and I failed to it before, so the desire come up again, I ain't going to be saved. Why would it come back again? Anybody had that before? So you don't, because you get the word, don't mean things don't come, things don't press at you. You just don't consent. Why do they say if they come, don't consent? Because they're going to come. He told me it's impossible. What did he tell me going to happen? You know what? When offenses come, I already know they ain't going to be saved. Why would they come? And he told me that beforehand. So I don't say it and I fall because I feel like, why things keep pressing me? Why it keep coming to me? Why things keep trying me and testing me? The test is coming to see will you stay studious in what you're doing. Will you stay consistent in what you're doing? We talked about last night, the Turah. The trotted path. That's what we're trying to do. Make sure we stay on the path that he designated for us to walk. But a lot of times it's hard for us because we let, feelings or ideas come in our mind. The first thing we're saying ain't going to be saved. You got to stop falling to those tricks. You got to start doing differently. You got to start learning this is part. The more you resist, it'll flee. The more you don't give in to a thing, the less annoying it becomes in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because once you feed into something that's negative wrong, then that negative wrong continues to come back because they know it has a space. It's got room. So the goal is to kill it out long enough to where when it tried to come, it just ain't got a place. Ain't no place for it. I fought it long enough. I've set myself long enough that just, I mean, a naked woman come to me, no. And I ain't going to take my eyes and throw them in no garbage now. They walk across and I ain't finna go looking and spy, but at the same time, I already know how far I can go. So I'm gonna kill that before it gets started. I ain't looking, is this a test, Lord? I mean, man, look at the gap on that. I ain't getting involved with that. I already know how far to go with it. I just ain't finna entertain it. I'm just being honest. Don't even put yourself in it. To learn how to learn. For I used to wonder, man, you know, I want to follow. One thing to do is get yourself set. I already know how far you can go with something. I don't waste no time with it. I don't play with it. I ain't trying to go and I ain't trying to sit down and see how strong I can be looking. I'm not interested. I'm not going in the morning and try to see can I be a gynecologist. I'm not interested. Not unless I'm working at home. Otherwise, I'm not interested. Ain't no use of playing. I'm just know your limits. Don't put yourself in a situation that's gonna put you outside of what the man's will is. That's how you got to see. What this man's command is has now become your will. That's what you got a will to do. Whatever it is that he ordered. But you got to be willing to understand it. You got to be open to that. You got to be susceptible to that. Sometimes like with a woman, when she has a baby, one thing they'll try to keep her around for people and do things, they'll tell her she's susceptible to different diseases or different infection because she's open now. Y'all got it. So you got to be mindful of that. And you got to get closed up and stay away from the fact you're susceptible to a lot of things when you come new into the debacle. Y'all understand that? That do. That's why, like now, a woman have a baby, she be at the mall the next day. She don't know she open to it. She's open. She's susceptible to getting infection. The illnesses. So they're telling her for 6, 8 weeks, stay home, stay off around folks because they're trying to keep her because she's exposed at this point. She's vulnerable. Her immune system has been compromised. And that's the same thing when you come in and looking at you're trying to upset or you're trying to obtain salvation. You got to understand something. You got to be real careful about people and stuff you entertain and intertwine with because the fact you're susceptible to catch something. You're the easiest to fall. Because you got a lot of people keep trying to reel you back, trying to draw you in, trying to tell you the rationale of why not to, and this is drastic, or this is something. Because people don't want to be seen. See, once you gravitate to a better way of doing things, you show people up. It's like when people leave projects and go off to college and go and come back, they ain't the same people. They don't realize people try to figure out, well, I mean, what's wrong with that? Like, you tell like you think you're better than everybody else. They make you try to feel bad about trying to move from your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you think you all that now. You say one thing, you all that now. Because people fear you growing because you can see the difference. You go back, you think, hey, and you realize, wow, I was really trapped with you guys. Your peer group sometimes trap you more than help you. People hold you down. You know, but I try to tell them, man, people more than susceptible to holding you down and trying to get you up. Not just being honest. Look at Joseph. When did he strive? When did he thrive? With his brothers? Come on now. Around your family, that'll definitely be the folk keep you up and going, ain't it? Them the people that put him down. You see he didn't thrive that he got from around them. Okay, I be trying to tell. A lot of times it do. It's certain people, man, they'll hold you back because people don't want to see you do nothing. Right. You'll think people do it. People don't believe that. Don't believe that. People don't. That's just not their nature. They're not people nature. That's not a lot of people nature. Because they ain't doing nothing. They don't want you to do nothing. I'm trying to tell them. People, no, everything they do, they're putting nails on the guitar. They'll hold you back. They'll look like that. Hey, keep going, man. I'm proud of you. Try my best to take you down. Try my best to hurt you. That's just people nature, man. You have to get away from people that think like that, that operate like that. It's just being honest. Especially when it comes to your salvation. That's the biggest proof of success you'll ever get. If you don't succeed with your salvation, everything else is futile. But most people, that's not their mindset. Salvation come after. Get your riches, get your good, then you get saved so you can sit back and relax. It don't work. When you start to really move and get motivated in salvation, your work starts. You're doing nothing until you start to get up and start doing salvation. Just to believe it. You're really not doing nothing. In your mind, you might think you're doing absolutely nothing because Yahuwah don't regard it. When you start doing things that Yahuwah regard, you're going to stay real busy. Mentally and physically. Because he got to attack you on every end. That's what Satan got to do. He's going to attack you on every end. How you think, on your health, on your finances, on your family, with your kids, with your marriage, with your in-laws, your outlaws, and every other law you got. And the Turah law. That's just how things work. So you have to really gear up and set yourself to be mentally prepared to look at, I'm in for the fight of my life. Salvation going to put you in for the fight of your life. This ain't a rest. You know what I'm saying? It's the resolve you have of, okay, I'm not looking at obtaining eternal damnation, as they would call it. You know, damn is the blood, not what people actually define it as. But that's what they know, damnation or condemnation. But at the same time, you know, you still got to fight for everything you got. Because everything, it got to use everything else now. Okay, if I stop the drinking, and I stop the women, and I stop the drugs, and I stop the other things, I look at that more drastic as someone might look at it, then he got to attack you on some other ends. He got to put conflicts with other stuff. He got to keep you busy with other things trying to pull you away. I got to get you away from it. If it's just getting you embottled in so much stuff to where you don't have time, that beats you in itself. Now I'm so busy, I don't know what to do. That can be a source of pulling you away too. There's a lot of people that come as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna come. As soon as I get a chance, you'll see. You think ain't gonna come, don't you? I'm coming. I'm trying to get my schedule together. See, get you right down. You start smoking, you start drinking, you start fornicating and commit adultery, but now he got you where you ain't got time. Hello? He told us, and knowing the time, the high time, it's high time for us to wake out of unconsciousness. Unconsciousness, because we got to realize it's getting closer to the end. You won't have the time to set a schedule for this. This got to be your schedule. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about for salvation. You ain't trying to get salvation. You can say it however it go. It ain't priority. But when you're looking at your soul is a necessity to be saved, then it become a priority. Right. That's the only reason I'm here, because it's priority. Because I definitely could have been doing something else. But this is priority. My soul got to be saved. Regardless of what I got, what I'm doing. You don't find car lots closed on no Saturday. That's when your biggest day is. I'm closed. That's a priority. It is a priority. It's just things we start looking at, we got to start doing. You know what hurt a lot of us with stuff we do? It's the fact of, this man got a Chick-fil-A, he closed on Sunday. This son closed down somebody. It was a guy one time, somewhere around, and a lady, he had almost Sundays, and he was booming. The ticket sale was racking. Chick-fil-A knew his tickets were racking. Saturday night was racking. And what he was doing was not closing his register out, not closing it out, so it just made Sunday roll over, look like Saturday was just killing. And so one of his customers that went on Sunday was in another place, and she went to Chick-fil-A and they were closed. So she did what any smart, astute person would do, call corporate and want to know why was Chick-fil-A closed on Sunday. Because the Chick-fil-A she goes to is open. And you know how that worked. Corporate went to research and figured out, well, now they catch that and look at what he was doing. So he just lost that Chick-fil-A. They didn't punish him, fine him. They shut it down. You know why? Because it went against all their principles. We are the only people that'll compromise it. It went against their principle. Our Chick-fil-A look at it, wasn't them, that's him. Chick-fil-A looked at this Chick-fil-A principle. We don't do it. You just lost your Chick-fil-A. You're done. Snatch your license. Now, how that going to work for us? That these sinners looked at, they won't compromise on Sunday. Mr. Chickenhead, who opened it, said he built that up on not working on Sundays and paying his tithe. That was his principal belief. And after he died, after he died, they had already looked at when he was sick, when he died, opening it up on Sunday. You know, they already had been over there about opening it up on Sunday. They were already waiting, and everybody just knew when he died they was. But you know what they looked at? We killing everybody 6 days a week. What the man put in place, been working. Why change it? Yeah, the sinners beating us out. So now we don't came back to looking at what we got to do. Because you know what we do? And I know, I got a business. We got several of us got business. You know what I look at? How I'm going to make it. I need to get it. What's going to happen? What was happening before we got here? See, we had to have principles in place too, just like these people. What all he been giving up, been working. Only reason we got what we got, because all he been recalled. Yes, it is. We can make it. We don't need to listen. Yeah, it's losses I take on some stuff. I just been with it. I don't take no losses like that. I ain't been without yet. My partner, he said, man, he said, it don't make sense though. We closing. I said, now he own part of it. If you want to go do it, I ain't doing it. So it closed. They got that. End of the story. I can't control what he do now, but I control what I do. And I got to look at, I got to hold some kind of end and some kind of standard. If we going to put confidence back in Elohim, see, everybody, that's the problem why people don't come now. Because we kind of got them in the same situation that, I mean, the people fear what they lose when they come to the truth. I could lose my marriage, I could lose my kids, I could lose it. What if my spouse divorced me? We got a lot of stuff. I want to lose my goods. What if this happened? I could do this. So it's so much they just look at. If it just came on another day, man, I could be there. It's a lot of folks. If we went on Saturday, man, they'll be here. Well, so we'll move to Sunday. But what are we doing on Monday? Got to go to work. It ain't going to never be convenient for people. Salvation got to be convenient for you. You got to make it convenient for you. Salvation is inconvenience. Come on, man, inconvenient. If you cheating with somebody, they got a schedule. We meet every Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then you stop. You done threw me off. What you doing? So it's an inconvenience to be saved. It inconveniences other people. People you used to meet and drink with. People you tell lies with. People you hang out with and do wrong. You inconveniencing people. Salvation is really inconvenient because then you can't come. You can't show up. You can't do it. Well, take me over there to her. I can't do it. Goodness, you can't do nothing. You messing me up. Salvation will do that. Now, for some of y'all, it don't mess you up at all because you're still available. That's what he's pushing us to. He need his arm to pull back and show that these people here got to come down. And he gonna show where if you think your Christian sentence work that you don't put him, and people pride it, man, on his success of what he do as a Christian and what he done as a Christian and their success. They killing every other restaurant. They kill every. Why we can't kill everybody with us holding standard? And guess what? It's just like anything else. We ain't gonna be able to get everybody business. That's just being honest. I can't get everybody business. There's certain things you just can't get. You can't get. In life, that's life. If you was available 7 days a week, you can get everybody business. Man, that thing is pushing up the look. Do y'all want to be saved or y'all want to be something like saved? There's too many folks something like saved. And it pushes to a point on a lot of things we had to come back and start marriage now. Look at some stuff we got to cut out. Just stuff we got to say, got to just cut it out. And for the sake of our soul. See, people won't understand it, but when that man come back and he set up mosh pot, these people going to try to tie our hand and say that we were privy to it. How about Ananias and Sapphira? What happened? What'd she do? She did what? And he asked about, and he let her know, how did you consent with him? That come back and she fell right along with him. And she walked in the book, said she didn't even know nothing about it when she popped in there. He said, how was it that you considered with him to do it? It wasn't no, well, he the head, and I'm just following the head. So, I mean, the man is the head of the wife. Christ is the head of the church. You couldn't go on no stuff like that. Little man, you got to make up. You saying you going along with it. And because of that, she was dead and buried her right with her husband. He said, and the fear came upon their dog. I'm just telling y'all, man, where we going? Listen, you could be something like saved and be nothing at all. You start looking at how we're going to look at a judgment had to be made. At the end of the day, it's our soul. See, if we don't be careful, we won't be far from these other people out here claiming. Every one of these groups now, I ain't talking about Christian, what some of them to claiming Shabbat. And it's all to a certain degree. It's all to a certain degree of when I got to get that money. Well, this is essential I got to have versus we hold a standard. We hold a standard. It's that thing we have to look at. Yeah, I won't be able to do it. We'll lose some, but Yahuwah going to still provide for us. But this is what we're going to come into. See, this is the thing. Test me. Let me see. No. I can do test on me and see, and the test he give us is to see where you at. What we do, right? A lot of things he give. Is that agreed that he give us tests to see where we at? Why we don't test him to see where he at? Mm. Mm. So how about we test him and see where he at? If I'm doing what you say do, that means then you got to provide. So we do, we all see it because it's mutual. This is a mutual relationship. It don't make sense. I'm gonna keep testing you, keep testing you. How you know where I'm at? Even with school teachers, they supposed to bring them back out. Am I correct? Right? Y'all had to go take tests, certify, recertify. You know why? Y'all keep testing folk. We need to see where you at. You chumping all these tests every time we look around, failing all these folk, putting them back. Let's see where you at. So with Yahuwah, it's time he asked her though, see where I'm at. I'm testing you for a reason. I want you to test me to see or not. I don't believe nothing you say. No, I'm testing you on, you told me to do this, and you said if I do this, this is what you'll do. So I'll do this. In me doing what you said do, this is me letting him prove himself. He would never have you to believe. People, let me tell you something. Everything we've done, in a sense, has been wrong. Nobody just believe me because, you know what Yahushua told them for to believe on him? Hands, 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 hands. Box the hand up first. I have another preacher that challenged him box it before I go. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I seen another snuck up on you, box. You didn't see him. Where you think is that, Josh? Where you think is that, box? What other preacher that challenged you? You seen it too. Good luck. He said, I want to be in the sky like Yahushua, incognito. Now who we going to go? New Little Ride Preacher Ryan or been around Boston? Boston, what you know? You going to answer this, Boston, or you going to pass it? Uh-oh. They discussed it. Where they going? Where we at? Oh, you ain't? Okay. What you going to do? You going to pass it or you going to answer it? All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Why he ain't just say, believe me for what I said? The proof of what I done. See, all that stuff, the people that told me, I just believe him because he said it. That's really funny because he never told you to do that. Everything he gave you with evidence. Everything he gave with evidence. He tested you for evidence. You know what I'm saying? If I said this man shot somebody, I got to have some witnesses, recording, pictures. I done did some swabbing, some evidence to prove this. I didn't just say wait evidence. I just always just know stuff. Man, you gonna throw that junk out of court? Where you get this stuff from? Man, they'll do the hands to see you find gunpowder residue. They'll check the gun, check the registration, who is it owned to, what connection he had to getting the gun. You start looking at motive and reasoning to why all this got to be presented in order to get a conviction. And you know what happened with us? You don't have no evidence, and you done got convicted on getting saved. And that Yahuwah is real. That can't stand up in no court. What's your evidence? I just be honest. I just love him. I don't worry about no evidence. You going to court and you don't say some junk like that. You just love him, and that's why. I'll be honest with you. It's some things you know and some things you just don't know. It's like I know it. What court they gonna let you sit on and you gonna say some foolishness like that? Yahuwah don't want no people like that. Everybody he looking at had an encounter. Hello? They had an encounter. That's where their conviction came in. Think about conviction. Now, how hard is it to get a conviction? It ain't just something. Listen, you can charge somebody with anything. Convicting is totally different. That's why a lot of times they might have hypothetical lockup day right now. I got him on 127 charges. You know how people, oh, he done 127 charges. Judge getting that junk. The prosecutor looking some of that junk. This out. Police said, but we can't do. You guys, this out. We done brought this all down to 3 and 4 charges. That guy who ran them people on that parade upstate. You remember that? The black guy. You sit and throw all them charges out. Oh, they had a whole bunch. Oh, they brought that joker back in court just to throw out them charges. They're like, get rid of this junk. They don't get him on trial because they start making them charges. Some stuff they got, it was charged by them. You could charge a person with. You couldn't convict them with it. And this is the problem we got. Why you ain't saved is because you ain't convicted. See, on the day of Ukal Shabur, they were convicted. That's how they got it. Hello? Okay, I don't know what y'all doing. Where's your conviction? Which means you had to have some evidence. You got to have some witnesses. You got to have some proof of action or crime. And you ain't got it. You just got a feeling. That's not going to work. See, we can't afford to keep doing the same thing we've been doing. We got to do something different now. It's getting late. And everything we're doing, it's going to affect all of us on the end because it's going to show where our heart at. Everybody. Me too. Everything we're doing is just moving to the side. Let's see where y'all heart at. So we got this center here, and that man is booming today on Yahuwah Day, but he's going to close on a Christian Sunday, and they're going to give all praise to God. They're going to give all praise to God. And Yahuwah looking at, why nobody won't stand with me? It ain't that nobody ain't. It just ain't enough of us doing it. Enough of us to say, you know what? What belong to Yahuwah belong to Yahuwah. He told her, what belong to Caesar, give it to Caesar. He ain't had no problem with that. You know, the Bible says you ain't supposed to give Caesar a damn thing. Where you read this at? We know the damn is the Hebrew word for blood, but both of them. But the problem of the fact he looked at, he don't tell you. See, Yahuwah said, I didn't tell you not to honor do, because we've done it. Well, I said, man, you ain't got to honor these people. Honor what people get. The book told us to give honor to whom honor, tribute to whom tribute. He told you to owe nobody nothing. If they're their position, you give them that honor. A lot of things we had to come back, we got reassess and readjust. You know, I'm just being honest. We have to reassess, we have to readjust to make sure we got this thing right. Because you can run through and things look right, just like he said, and the end of it be moot. Especially when they come up and he said, I didn't say that. That's going to be time when he look at, I didn't say that. And we've ran, and we've gone, and we've done things, like he said, and we saw this with Yahushua. Establish your own and mess around. You ain't submitted yourself to the Sadiq Elohim. The Sadiq Elohim outweigh whatever we've been thinking and been doing. See, these people's system going down. One way or another, it's going down. All these bad over here bombing around a nuclear plant. Ain't none of them got a brain. Between Russia and Ukraine, both of them dummies. And the U.S. is the major dummy. All of Europe, dummies. All these people just dummies. They don't consider human life. They don't consider they done created China to create a disease. They done went out here and wiped all these people out. It done changed the whole course of being. It's affecting them. They so dumb, they didn't realize it's affecting them too. Everybody hollering number one to come and everybody crashing. I don't know why you keep bragging on number one and everybody crashing. Isn't that right? Now you can't get people to go to work. It's the worst thing you ever seen. You run out of something, it's just over for life. They don't even have it no more. You can forget it. They got people who have bought brand new vehicles. They're paying car notes on brand new vehicles. That thing sitting in the shop, they don't know when the part gonna be made. They sit here and put it, listen, brand new vehicles. We ain't talking about no in the 2022, sitting in the shop, it can't be fixed because they don't have the parts for it. All they made was enough to make it. They ain't make a replacement for it yet. So you sit here and you got people got stuff in the car shop, 2018, 17. They got stuff, they don't even make the part no more. We had to build, we had to go in, I'm telling you, 2017, this was just, whatever, 2 years ago I think we did it. They stopped making the part. So you think about people that own the vehicle with a 2017, they don't even make the part no more. That's how bad this kind. That's how bad it is. Now you stuck with a car you possibly still paying on, they don't make the part. And you think the people gonna say, well, you ain't gotta pay for it. We're gonna crash your credit and we're gonna come at you and we're gonna set liens on your stuff to get our money. Because you bought a car and you didn't know that you should have been smart enough to know if you bought a 2021 or 2022 that the parts weren't made. Because you weren't, then you should get it taken from you and wreck your credit. How you couldn't foresee that? You know, because you know what everybody did. That's how you get them. Man, that one ain't missing no. Come on, give me a brand new one. They on bad laws of fixing. Man, got them cars stacked up in the bag. Wait, don't even bring them in the shop. They're too bagged up. They got recalls. Man, in fact, they're hitting them on recall. I need these recalls done. I got these cars recalled. They're like, man, we got cars in the shop. Recall, trump all that. Put these recalls on so we can get them back out here. Because they're looking at their brand name. Y'all see, everything crashing around. Everything that was just a comment to us was given. Yahuwah shaking it all up to pull everybody back to do what? Because if all that wasn't going on, we wouldn't be having the conversation we have now. Make her consider. Who would have thought of something like this? 2019. We'd have had a conversation like this. Folk were going to work, folk were going to life, were going. You would have said, hey, I shake it up for them. 2020 changed the whole course of being. You can't ever go back and put this stuff back together. And it's to get everybody what? To the point of considering now. Who controls everything? Got a vaccine, got this, ain't done but telling lies. More vaccine folks sick, and they catching it back to back quicker than anybody. That's right. Because everybody bragging, I got the vaccine, I ain't worried about them bastards sick. Yeah. Immune system compromised. Like because they got AIDS. That is immune deficiency. That's all. There's immune deficiency. What throwed us, actually what threw us, because typically when we look at AIDS, we look at it sexually transmitted. So when we say AIDS, people didn't look at, and people don't want to look at being associated with something that's associated with a homosexual act. You know what I'm saying? People don't want, because you go now, you say, man, yeah, I got immune deficiency. You got AIDS. And what go with that? You gay. You a homosexual that, and it's heterosexual that get it too because of gay people. Like they pushing, that's why they got to get their monkey virus in straight people. Oh, y'all see, it gonna come up. Straight people, you don't see nobody come out holler, I'm straight, I ain't never been homosexual, and I got it. See, ain't nobody came out yet. They'll give it to you. Oh, they gonna get it to you now. Make no mistake. They gave it to a dog. You know a nigga. When white folk give it to the dog, you know they love the dog more than us. 50, 100 niggas finna come up with it at one time. That's how and they gonna be straight. They just gotta do it, and they gotta get the straight women, because straight women gonna put it in more men. I'm telling you, that's how you get it anyway. You give it to the women get it to the men. AIDS might have started out as homosexual, but they knew once they implanted in the woman, the man was gonna get it. Oh, that's how they get us. More women gonna pass it out than anybody. She ain't but a feeding ground. She got a womb. It sat there and just hold and germinate. Put a seed in there, it gonna germinate. So they took the AIDS virus, put in a woman, she done but holding just germinate. So every time somebody go put a pole in their ground, there go your AIDS. Then you go stick your pole in another piece of ground, AIDS just keep moving. They use the woman. They gonna use the woman to get a straight people monkeypox. Y'all remember I told you now. I already know how they gonna do it, because women are simple on a lot of issues. They'll go there and they know that, a lot of these women know their man gay. They know he gay. They know he gay. They know he gay. And still they stay there with him. Because at least they got them something. It is sick, man. I don't want no gay wife. I don't know how to, I wouldn't be interested. I don't want no wife kind of breath smell like mullet. I'm not interested. I'm not missing. Isn't that right? Tell her she just pop sardine can, just pour it all over her face. But like, how your eyebrows smell like fish? Bury a hole over there, just bury her face. No, we can't do that. It gotta be something different. You gotta break the stigma. You have old behavior, you can't keep that stuff up. And the women, and see what more dangerous, the gay men, that's worse. They just told that joke go there and stuck in chocolate and somebody peanut butter. You can't let that man go back in you can't let him go back in your good soil like that. Keep that man out your soil. Get him out your bushes. Ain't that right? That man hurting you. Ain't that right, man? I mean, it's just damn. We destroy each other. The man and the woman, we just killing each other. Ain't no standard. Ain't enough people to stand up to say nothing wrong with it. And that's so acceptable. Everybody's so comfortable with this homosexual. Don't say nothing. Call me by my pronoun. Man, please. A professional citizen? I don't have time for no stuff like that. I don't know what you're bragging about. Isn't that right? It don't make no sense. But unfortunately, this is the world we live in. Everybody got to be told what you can't say and how you got to act and what you got to do. Why we can't get no respect?
Yeah, that's right.
I can't be called mister because some sister going to be upset.
Right.
I got to lose my respect for a sister. Right. I don't know how anybody with heterosexual makes sense. I can't be identified as sir because there's some homosexual man who's offended. Stay offended. Right. I'm not calling no homosexual female. I'm not going to call no homosexual woman sir. Right. It's not happening. Whatever Benny and you do, we can stop doing it because I ain't doing it. That's just common sense. I'm not going to do it. Okay? Just certain things ain't going to happen. You can forget it. Y'all got it? I know some of y'all look at, well, you got it. I'd rather just not say nothing. Yep. I'm not finna sit here and play no game. I want you to call me. You can want all you want till they ain't doing that. Yep. We're not gonna have a conversation. Nope. It's not happening. Ma'am, I won't be able to do it. Right. Isn't that right? Like a lot of these companies, all them employees at Delta need to walk off. Yep. Delta fired them for going to mic saying, ladies and gentlemen, if any of y'all flown that come on and say, lady, you can't say it, you're automatically terminated. Not suspended, terminated. Pick that mic up and say, ladies and gentlemen, you just lost your job. Then what you got to ask yourself, how much your self-respect mean to you? How much, you will fire me for calling men, men, and women, women? Why all these people don't walk out the job? To me, that pissed me off more than making me get a COVID shot. The only reason, quote unquote, to make you get the COVID shot supposedly was so other people for their safety and your safety. Me calling a man, a woman is for whose safety? Right. That's an illusion. That's how bad. But you know what? Ain't but one group to blame for that. Who is it? Who? Heterosexual? That's right, straight people. This straight people problem. Straight people did. We dropped our guard. We played around. We let our little boy play with girlish things. We let our girl play with boyish things. We let stuff go and thought it was cute and thought it was nice. Then it came back to bite us. Heterosexual problem. Now you can't even say it. Now you can't. Now you got paid. Now, just for the record, I was listening to the ACLU. Y'all familiar with that group? They're the people that come along and fight different things they feel like unconstitutional. This is a legal group that go around. They hear certain things, they fight it. Get it overturned. The ACLU is really powerful. Now, they were the people that turned and fought against. They were actually going for male castration for rapers. A lot of y'all didn't know they had that. They were actually trying to put that out. If you were caught as a raper, like raping, they were going to male castrate you. They have a pill. They have a drug to do that. So now the ACLU fought against that because they thought it was unconstitutional to take away. I say cut the nigga penis off. Why the black? I don't get how a man can rape a woman and get out in 2 years. And 4 years. You raped the you think your wife raped by somebody pregnant, and then this nigga got you in court, you and your wife. That's just hypothetical. We in court because he want to see the baby. This bastard gonna get killed when he come out of court. Right. I gotta go hire an attorney to come to court because you want some rights to a kid that you raped my baby. I'm gunning you down right here. I'm sitting here and these folks charging $450, $500 to fight some guy who raped my wife who went to prison for a visitation right. He want the baby to have his last name. You done already direct me and my wife married. I'm going to kill you. That's crazy. And we in court, you get them for Christmas and all the holidays. You raped my wife. See that? That's sick people involved with that. Who even came up with, that ain't even a conversation. You shouldn't even be out, let alone in a court and we discussing your parental rights. And then you say, you know what, the bastard in court for full custody and got a good chance of winning. I just couldn't imagine this stuff. And they fighting you on, guess what you getting fought on, women? You been an unfit parent. I raped you and got you pregnant, got out of prison. I ain't got a decent job, and I'm going to take you to court and fight you for full custody, not joint, full custody, and prove you are an unfit parent. You ain't even a fit mother. What kind of system do some stuff like that? And he wouldn't want to fight for abortion rights. But you got a raper out of here in 2 years, 4 years. You don't get no 10, 20 years for no rape. Ain't no time behind rape. That show you what they think about you. And you worry about an abortion. All you got to do is keep your clothes, keep your leg closed, get a pill, wear a rubber. Right. All these preventive things you can do. Yep. All these preventive things. But you got a man can rape you and be out in a couple of years. That's what they ought to be pissed about. But anyway, ACLU fought against that male castration with the pill. ACLU back on the scene again. Who know what they fighting for? Hands, 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 hands. That's what I thought. Hold on, no caution. Go ahead, cuss that. Hold on for a minute. You looking this up, Pastor? While I'm talking? I thought you had come on there. He didn't know who they were. Oh, you know who they were. What they were fighting, what they're fighting for now? They're fighting for that pill to be given to male boys who want to be girls. They can take a pill and it'll castrate them because they want to be females. You can't give it a criminal day. You can't do that. They got a right day. They wear that penis that they run around raping women, putting in. And these kids, the male kids who want to be transsexuals, they have a right to take this pill so they can castrate off the penis and they can be females. What you get mad for? This your system. They fight for criminals. They don't fight for the right of. What right you got if you raping people? But it only makes sense, though, honestly. When you look at it, it only makes sense that rapists would get that less of a time and kidnappers and abusers because you got to look at the people that brought you here. All of these were their crimes. So let's think, when they sat down and they wrote the Constitution and said what was wrong and right, a man rape a woman, what? 6 months in jail. Think about it, because they looking at, what if somebody come back and get me for raping these slaves? You don't want to be too harsh now. Sometimes you can move too fast now. These people need rights now. Because they look at all the crime that you see and all these little petty hand hits on. These are the crime they commit. A lot of these crimes you can easily stop. Man, malice murder, you just ride a gun. What reason I need to drive out my car, hang a gun at one and just start shooting down the street? What, this an accident? This just me and my youth, I don't know what I'm doing. You should never be on the street. This should be immediate death penalty. One, we can prove you done it, death penalty. Won't hear you. One, and listen, televised. Watch how many go away. Watch how many go. This gang stuff. I let gang be legal. I guarantee they be some of the best prayer warriors you ever seen when I get through with them. I want you to wear all your color. You're going to be cleaning up. You're going to be loving people, carrying groceries. Because you catch you doing anything other than that, death penalty. I couldn't imagine you going and taking over that. And listen, I made drugs legal. Let these folks, listen, who buying drugs? Let me ask you a question. Which of y'all ever been grabbed up by a drug dealer and made to buy drugs? So everybody buy drugs, buying what they want. Yeah. All right, if a man can go buy panties and buy a bra, you can buy dope. Dope ain't even in the book. This is why I look at people. If they're saying don't force your right on women abortion, women got a right to abort, okay? How you make these folks, they can't sell their vagina, but you can make me pay for their abortion? I don't get it. You can go have a dinner. A man spent $100, $60, and tear that behind up. But he can't give you $20 for a quick hit in the back seat. This is illegal. Then don't let none of it go. It's still her vagina. That's her choice. You want to get her for $20 or you want a full meal deal? That is her choice. I ain't in favor for none of it, but I'm in favor of this right here. That's your right. If you want to smoke drugs, as long as you ain't smoking drugs and you smoke drugs, you go out and you get drunk and you kill somebody, then we go ahead and kill you. That's how you end all that. Now you become a responsible drug user. You want to smoke drugs and you want to fight, man, I'm smoking dope. I'm going to snatch your pocketbook around. We got something for that. All right? Death penalty. So now you just let people, now you can holler, that's unfair. They shouldn't be killed. How about this? How about it be, won't you make it fair where you smoke your dope and you don't take them from nobody else? That's right. See, it ain't hard. It ain't no hard. Who we going to kill? People who ain't done it. I'm going to kill the people doing it. So you have a right to keep your purse, don't you? And whatever, even if they say, she ain't really have nothing in it, it's still hers. Right. And she had a right to keep it. That's all you got to do. You have to put the penance so stiff on these people. A lot of stuff you don't have time. People start considering, I need to get a job. I need to do something else. I ain't finna get in no game. It ain't work. I ain't trying to get all that stuff. Send them in prison and letting them set up shop in prison. Oh, no. We ain't set up no shop in here. I'm telling you, man, listen, when I bring all them jokers to jail, listen, I'm taking all them jokers to jail, I got 5 cells. I got 9,000 inmates. I said, do the math. Now, who getting the cells? That's all I'm asking. Who's going to stay in these cells? And I can't house you over 2 weeks. Man, I had a budget. Man, listen, 2 weeks, all I can house you. 9,000, that ain't hard. Walk them down through here. These are your cells. Them jokers looking saying, ain't but 5 of them, so you can count. And I let them know, these are one-man cell for 2 weeks. I just tell them, do the math. You know what happened to the other 89,000, the other 8,900 and whatever, 95 when you going to have, man. You know, y'all get, listen, crank up, old Sparky, crank it up. And I get one with a short in it. Fire that thing up, you get it, and it cut off. I said, damn, I got to go back in and charge it back up. Them jokers still smoking away. I said, man, that thing been having all kind of problems. We wind up, kick that wire, kick, cut that thing back off. But I want you to get yourself together. I'm just like, please keep them wires together. Nope. Scott. That's how you teach them. I got to teach you. Listen, when I get through, listen, man, you'll be able to go wherever you want, sit whatever you want down, folks leave it alone. And for those that won't, I ain't got no pity for you. This is a teacher. People should have the right, man. You better go kidnap a kid. Oh, my goodness. Listen, sex trade. This is what made me piss off. I told y'all before why they were letting the Mexicans in here. I told y'all now. Y'all know them folks in New York. New York is spending $380 million to put these folks up in hotels. Abbott is shipping them. Governor Abbott is shipping them from Texas. In buses, night bus, dropping them straight off in Washington, D.C. He's dropping them straight off in New York. New York is sitting here greeting them when they get off the bus with, man, they taking them, putting these folks in hotels. Ain't no way they can come up missing. Because you know, once you get in a hotel, you know to stay there. One of them jokers hit the street, how you gonna tell one of them from another New Yorker? New York got every infested disease person in the world up in there. I'm just telling you, it's just bad out here. These folks that do that and they spend money, these folks, they only got him for sex. I don't know what these folks thinking. I've been over these. Listen, y'all ain't hard to tell what white folks do. They need them people. First of all, how many of y'all speak fluent Spanish? One. And he'll tell you, it's going to be dependent on which one, because there's some different words. So when these folks start trying to tell you, I've been kidnapped, I've been raped, you're like, I think it's a bus station down there or something. That's why they get them. They can't talk. They can't train, and most people don't speak. Man, I ain't got time to learn no Spanish. I'm not impressed with it. I know spaghetti. I mean, that's everybody. I mean, it's all about what you want to do. It's enough trying to communicate what we got around here. Before they start pointing, that's why America put them here. Listen, this is what people don't realize. This is how dumb everybody is. They call us a melting pot. You know why? Who know why? Go ahead. You remember the Tower of Babel? What happened with that? It was a melting pot. Melting pot. And when everybody started speaking different languages, how together the people stayed? What y'all think America has done by letting all these different nationalities in here? It was so none of us could be able to understand each other. Why you think all of the races are divided? They read your book, dummies. Why you think all these, you guys, that don't make sense. Keep bringing all them people here, they don't speak English. It make all the sense in the world, Dave. When they trying to tell you something, you can't understand them. You trying to tell them something, they can't understand you, and y'all just leave off what y'all doing. Y'all were coming at me. That's what America look at. Y'all were coming at, the sister know you were, what we're going to have when all these nationalities start speaking and understand each other? We're going to start working together. We're going to see the common problem. So you scatter everybody's languages and put them in a place and you realize whatever they were getting ready to do, they done left off from doing it. Why you ain't seen yet a big mad movement of black and, what is that? Black and brown people. Hispanic, where the movement at? It don't exist. It don't exist. It'll never happen. It can be Africans and us. Where that big group at? It don't exist. Because of the language barrier. It ain't Asians and us. It ain't because they don't put so many differences. They put us together because they know you guys are not going to be able to communicate. It's been proven by the book. Whatever y'all set y'all mind to do, y'all going to get distracted by it and you're going to break off. That's how they win. See, all the problem is you don't know your book well enough to recognize what people using on you. Hello? Wow. It's bad. It's bad. Waterboard and all that, where do you think they got it from? They got it from their enemies. Everything they got it from their enemy, they used it back on them. Everything they got, beheading people. White folk kill me with this stuff like this something new. They tell you about these folks in these countries beheading people. What were they doing to the Indians? Right. Yeah. Wow. Cutting heads, saw hanging. Putin doing the same thing over there now in Ukraine, according to them. He cutting the heads off. Guess what he doing? Sticking them on poles. Never seen that before. They used to do that to the Indians. How did this white man, all the way in the Caucasus Mountain of Russia, use a technique that these crackers used back in the 1600s? Back in the 1800s, and still used today? Because they all think alike. They come down to destroying you, come down to take you down. We the only people that don't think. Every time you get a nigga like one of us, he get more than $20 coming in his pocket a week extra. He's a conservative. Which means he's going to tell us about how niggas need to stop complaining and all the great opportunities you got. That's how they do it. And they only wheel you out in front of because you kiss ash. That's the only reason. They don't put none of us up. They don't put us up for no reason. They put us up because we sell out, we buying in there, and they use you and shove you back in their face. And if you ever stand up against it, and they'll never talk against police brutality. It'll always be that what we need to do. It'll never be reforming, reshaping. A lot of this we can change too. Police officers that take the time out to kill and beat people, white, black, Hispanic, whatever color it is, you need a death penalty. That's right. End it. That's right. And this was something that need to happen. I always support good law enforcement. Good law, we need them. People put their life right. Support good law. We do not have to support no bad law enforcement. I will not sit around and say every one of them are good and it benefits us. You got to put a line in saying they'll give everyone they own the benefit of the doubt when they do something. Yeah. It's always another end of the story. Why it can't be one when you pull these people over and you give them a ticket? These people you give a ticket to got bills to pay. You got some officers to consider that. I ain't saying let reckless people go, but some stuff, it really ain't that pressing. Man, you know yourself, what every person trying to do? Now you zooming through, running across him like a fool. Come on. You need to pay, so you'll learn. You're reckless. What you're doing can kill people. I stop you on the lane at 45, you doing 56. Because you get 10, that's 11 over. You ain't hurt nobody. Ain't nothing out here. You ain't doing nothing. You going a mile over. What am I? Really? Be careful. Just slow down. You could pop, somebody could pull out. It ain't that serious. Because you got a job like me. How many, as a police officer, how many tickets can you get before you lose your job? Right. See, all we need to do is humans. Everybody need to sit down and understand other person's situation. Everybody got a situation. Why can't give you the benefit of the doubt? Right. But my buddy carried him, decided he want to beat up on a white man and stomp him out on video and drag him out and kill him, and the thing going on, he cleared his saying, man, we got to cover this up. Yeah, we got to cover this up. Yeah, then y'all talking about, oh, we're against this. Before we rush to judgment, let us investigate the tape. Let us see what's going on, because we just want to be fair. All I'm saying, be fair with everybody. White, black, Asian, Hispanic. Be fair with everybody. And you know how that fairness starts? People like myself who have the ear of people have to remind people, just like you want people to give you the benefit of the doubt, give somebody else the same thing. Before you convict everybody and sentence everybody to death, give somebody else the benefit of the doubt. That makes sense. It ain't going to happen because we're just thinking. It's got to constantly be spoken to us. We got to constantly sit down. It's got to make sense. Let me give you the benefit of the doubt. The same thing, let me see, like who would want? Who else would want that? Me. I would want somebody to give me the benefit of the doubt. I want somebody to give me another chance. I want somebody to say, you know what? This is a warning. Be careful. So now, I got something to consider, I'm appreciative, and I try to be more mindful. Versus, hey, this is what it is, this is the law, you get it. The book came along and gave us consideration. Why y'all think we're here today? Benefit of the doubt. Second chance. Warnings. All that we got from the book. They won't give it to you, but they'll give it to each other. Y'all know how many police officers, when he had a license, other police officers didn't let them go? DUI? A lot of them drive drunk. Yep. There's no reason you should have your license. You're irresponsible. You're an enforcer of the law. Yep. The book declares you inexcusable. You know they'll say, people don't realize how hard the job is. How about a man who drives DUI because he on the street, he working 3 jobs to pay his bill? Right. People don't understand how stressful the job is. Let me get it. The police officer are the only people with a stressful job. Everybody acting like ain't but one job out here stressful. What is everybody else doing? Lottie Don? I don't know why people buying something. You don't know what they go through. Nigga, you don't know what I go through. Firefight everybody. They running a house that everybody running out of. Yeah, it ain't their house. I'm running out because in my house I lost everything. You don't think I'm stressed? Everybody's stressed. Firefighter, police officer, judge, human being, normal, everyday people stressed. Everybody realize that with each other. Quit making it like one job stress. Everybody got stress. Ooh, these benefits. I don't know. It's just bad. I don't know. Well, I guess you can't talk like that today. Everybody, you know what it is, then you got your white folk. They love law enforcement officers. God bless all white people. Because they love police officers till they get pissed. Till some boats don't come up the way they want. Till they go in Trump house. Then look here, kill them all. They setting bombs. If anybody should have set bombs in front of FBI, that should have been black folk all the way back from the 50s, 40s. We've never done it. How do you white folk, a man's house gets searched that was supposed to get searched, that was been through by their legal system, this thing already been invented and been verified and proved, and white folks still don't agree. They coming out how no warrant, no justification, we protest. They're against law enforcement. That's what make you mad. You're like, y'all crackers are so two-faced. How is it all of a sudden the man, a judge signed it? FBI, listen, do y'all know these folks swore under perjury, which made it criminal for them. These folks had one, they're going to house. Nobody sworn to nothing. That should have had us on the street pissed up, flaming mad. White people get to do this while black people are trained like tame dogs. Dogs sit here hungry. You know they're trained. This is some stuff y'all do I don't like. Train the dog not to eat. Why would I train the dog to do something that he naturally do? I want somebody to train me not to eat. I'm only eating because I'm hungry. Why would the dog be eating? No, I want to learn to eat on my command. That's what you call a nigger. I don't, some stuff, I guess it just throws me with, why we can't leave stuff alone? Let stuff alone. I don't know, man. People, I don't know. Maybe you don't see yourself as captive. When you captive, you look at, why you want to try to hold somebody a prisoner hostage? Why? Why you so anxious on other people being captive? And that's something to say about all of us, because it says something about you as a person. You don't really feel like you should be free. And because you're not, you feel like other animals, other people should be incarcerated just like you. I feel like I should be free, and so should everybody else. I think that everybody, now do I think we should have open borders? No. Everybody need to go and reside right where you from. Now you come through the right place, I ain't talking about cause America, that anyway else. You come through the right way, we Yasharal, we Yehuda. You ain't get come on here with us, you got to come through the right way. Same way we had to come through, you got to come through. I'm telling you, there's a right of pass to come through anything you're doing. I think they should have it up that way. And listen, a country should be right to have whatever law they want to have, as long as it don't infringe on the right, the freedom, the liberty of the people. But for their laws, for how things should be done, if you don't like it, leave it. Yeah. Or the people should be able to change it. Yeah. That's how it should be. America was supposed to be set up like that. Yes, the people have never changed nothing here. Right. The government's always changed it. See how things were supposed to be set up. The only reason you have a government supposed to be in place in the political science is, he could tell me where I'm at. The government is only there to enforce whatever the will of the people is. Right. The people, let me borrow you for a second. Right? You don't get ready to walk across the way when I tell you, right? Hold on. The people all raise your hand, agree. Y'all don't want nobody to come across here. Can y'all raise your hand? All right, go ahead. Ask the government, what you doing? That's all I can do. Now he can get mad. It's the will of the people. Now, the people ain't got no problem with you walking across him. Go ahead. Hey, what you doing? See, now the government, I'm overreaching. Y'all say I've overreached it. You even do some karate stuff? What you? God, you got it. God, why you so violent? I see you do some whoop some stuff like get out. Y'all son got my hand, some old kind of stuff. I hate all Asian music. But you know what I'm saying? So now what you have now is what we'll call a government overreach. Because that's not the will of the people. The people hadn't asked for it. This is something out of myself who's been set up by the people just to make sure the will of the people is being implemented. That's the only reason you have a government. You have a military to protect. I'm a foreign country coming in. I don't like y'all having men with women and women with men. The military is set to fight against that because you can't over to protect the will of the people. Unfortunately, they use the government on the people. The military on the people, and the police on the people. This is a problem. And see, the reason you don't know it because you don't know what's your rights. When you don't know what your rights are, you get a lot of wrongs. You get wronged a lot. I'm just being honest. They don't give black people the same search warrant they give white people. White people search warrant, no judge is going to give a police officer or law enforcement no warrant to just go through everything in your house. Niggas do that, and they don't know they can't do that. When they hand you the warrant, it's for a reason. I can't just come. I have to present the warrant. And guess what? The warrant can't be signed by no clerk. Because everybody behind is on the line. A judge needs to sign out because he's saying, hypothetically, you the person comes saying you want to go search his house. Raise your right hand. And you're going to swear under perjury that what you're going to say for me to sign off on this warrant is true. And if not, you're going to be convicted for this. Because this is a crime. We're overstating the Fourth Amendment against illegal search and seizure. That man's house is right. He has a right to his house. He has the right. There's no illegal searches to his home. Now you ask yourself, why did the founding father put something like that in? Or why did they put that in an amendment, not the founding father? Why were the amendments written? Why? Because government overreach was on the scene. Why would you implement a law like that unless you already saw that it's been government overreaching? It's got to be limited too. When you go in his house, you have the right to search what's in this warrant. It's believed a witness has testified and sworn, and you have proof of somebody who's doing surveying that is in certain places. Those are the only places you can search. They walking down, they find something over here. Oh, what do we have over here that ain't on the warrant? You have nothing. And if you bring it and you present it, it's going to be thrown out because it goes beyond the scope of reach. Yeah. Nobody ain't ever taught us nothing. We ain't been taught nothing. Nigga coming in, police are all through the house in the attic. What you searching for? The warrant got to tell me this. What are you searching for? And then when you can't find it, I'm suing you. But see, they do it to us all the time because they know. We don't know. If they come and they hand it to you, it got to be right. Why would they come? I'm going to sue the judge that signed it. I'm going to sue every officer that came in here to do it. I'm going to get you for anything you got. You had that right first. Thank Jesus they didn't have nothing. I'm going to sue Jesus too. See, when you teach people their rights and then the police understand their right, then guess what? We got less interference with one another. You got one person that don't, a lot of police don't know what their rights. They actually don't know what the law is. Most of them overstraight. It's too much. They really put too much on them. You got to handle tickets, accidents. You got to go when fires or something happen. You're doing so much till sometimes you will make some bad decisions sometimes. And you will assume certain things that you shouldn't assume. So you need to go back and really teach people what to do, limit them to what they need to do. Police that handle traffic need to stay right at traffic. All these folks shouldn't be, it's too much to keep up with. Keep people in certain jurisdictions, certain reasons, and these judges need to just run off, stop just signing stuff. No knock search warrants. A lot of this stuff they gave it got Breonna Taylor killed. Now, federally, they finna find and prosecute these guys. And white folk gonna be pissed with y'all. Now, you wanna ask yourself, what the Fed gonna prosecute them on that they couldn't get prosecuted on the state? See, people don't realize this whole thing was a setup in the first place. The Fed should have snatched it in the first place. See, that's another setup you got duped on. They let the state deal with it because a lot of folk don't know the Fed do charge people with murder. But that's a state crime. Murder is not a federal crime, it's a state crime. Yet the Fed step in when they want to and do it. They're gonna charge them with violating her rights, her civil rights. That's what they're gonna do. And when you do that, what you gonna do with all the other nigga rights been violated? So they pick and choose when they gonna do that too. So this only carry a 10-year maximum. What's the chance they gonna get them boy 10 years? They'll get 3 years, 2 years. Bad part about that, the feds ain't got nothing under 5 years. That's conspiracy. The feds have nothing under 5 years. That's for conspiracy. Right now you could be arrested for conspiracy, for thinking about blowing up Wendy's. Are you thinking about that? No, sir. I never said you did. I said it was conspiracy. You could have been. They can get you for, they can make it, listen, you never went to Wendy's. You ain't got no bomb in there. They can just grab you and charge you with conspiracy. You know the problem is, you're right, you're gonna have to prove you won. 5 years. That means you got people all that right to be, you innocent. If you're innocent, what you need an attorney for? They get you because you're guilty. You're guilty by their laws, by their books. And every black person has admitted guilt. You know why they admitted guilt? Because they couldn't afford to prove they were innocent. Man, a lot of stuff y'all don't know. A lot of black people in prison are not all guilty. They're guilty for the fact they could not afford a competent representation to prove they're innocent. So they had to wind up making a deal and pleading guilty. It was cheaper. So now when you go and you see everybody in jail, you say guilty your mama. I mean, you can't afford it. How many folk can afford $450 an hour? Then folk tell you got a murder case, bring me $15,000. You like to do what? I got to go commit a crime now to get you $15,000. I'm finna slang some dope or rob a bank. Bring me another 20. That'll defend you for that robbery you got. And they ain't guaranteed, and they will not guarantee you getting off. By the time you rack them numbers up, you just say, man, I got to plead guilty. That's how they beat you. Man, let me tell you something. It's just like poker. Let me tell you something. If you're good at what you got to do, your cards ain't even got to be there. You can just keep betting a man until you run out of money. All I got to do is keep raising you. And guess what happened? You don't get to see my cards either. If I got the money, I can beat you. All I do is just keep raising you. That's all I gotta do is keep raising. You want to see my card? Put up. I put up another 200. Till you keep going, then you're gonna have to raise it. Then you're gonna raise it. You know, just realize I'm out. I'm out. Guess what? You can't flip my cards either to see what I had and realize I ain't have nothing. I just beat you out because of money. You couldn't afford to stay at the table. See, a real card player know how to get it. You can beat a nigga out because he can't afford to stay on the table. Who will make a game up like that? They cons. You can't beat these people on no skill. They beat y'all con, man. It's con. Why I can't see your cards? Why I got to beat them out? I said flip the card. You got to pay to see these cards. You want to get out of jail? You got to pay to get out. I can't afford it. Then you stay in. I beat you out because you couldn't afford to stay on the table. See, I'm saying, man, everything a racket. Y'all think this, let me tell you something. Don't nothing run here because it's straight. It all run because it's crooked. It all run because it's crooked. And you trying to be straight, you don't realize, if you don't know how this stuff works, they running circles around us. Every day, run circles. Listen, while all these folks talking these immigrants, you can't find a lot of these people. They locked up, man. These protesters. Y'all don't even know how many people come up missing. They never get found again. Never get found. These people, listen, human organ donors. The kids are sex traded out of this country, sold in the other country, and America sit back like they the so-called savior of kids. They love them. They need them Mexicans to come on here. They getting them babies. You see what they got them here on the Trump administration? What they did? They separated the kids from the parents. Those kids are sex property. Who they gonna tell? You on a concentration camp and you can't even think. Put it together for yourself. It's bad, man. This is bad. It's the system we work in. They work to take our kids from us. They practice it with us right here. Come in and rule you unfit. They the one that destroyed your home, tore it up, run you in unfit, come in, get the kid out of the home. Your kid go to foster care. Any folk been in foster care? Probably 1 or 2 people. It don't be no sex in them foster homes. That's amazing. And you know what? Y'all probably the only 2 people know that. If y'all know the DFAT worker and the sister know that, they probably shut it down or went in and monitored better. Y'all ought to consider telling. Y'all think they don't know them kids being molested in them homes? And all they do is keep moving around. Those folks that get that money, it's so few people that actually care about the kid. It's the money and the sex. A lot of them people get them already got kids. So they'll take the check from them and use the money for their kid and get his kid nothing. Nothing but a sex haven. Nobody know this though. You know, this if it got reported, maybe CNN and one of them ought to do a product. We ought to tell them and let one of them, a Fox News, do an undercover where they go in and they can expose this. They all know about it. They all privy to it. They all know what's going on. Fox, CNN News, NBC News, Al Jazeera, all these people know. And you know what else they know? They run their mouth. Your news station gets shut down. You report what we tell you and what we let you report. All of them in the same bed. None of these people going to tell you no truth. They tell you enough of it to make you think. Who you think their sources are? Let me see. Let me get this straight. The CIA, the FBI, the ATF, and the DEA, and the police officers have no idea who's snitching among them. You think they got information that every FBI agent know? Every CIA agent know? You don't know that they keep a tap on every agent. You never let a man out your sight or a woman out your sight that got passport that can go into any country. That got money, got everybody currency, that know everybody business. You never let a person out of your sight. It's not hard to get them. They don't have a phone that ain't tapped. You think they're watching you, you also keep your eyes on them because of what they can do. They intentionally put these people out here to get them information, make them think they tell them something they want them to know, that they don't want them to know. They got stuff they don't want them to know, and you don't know it either. They only let you know what they need you to know. They got to make them people feel like they're getting some inside information. You actually think they letting these people just go? They got people that's ghosts. Don't report, stay away, and you flipping country. You don't think I keep up with you? Are you serious? You flip countries. You run in the company. You flipping countries. You have passports. You have money. You have technology. You can walk in people's websites. It's stuff you can do. You can bug, tap. It's stuff you get into and infiltrate. And you don't think I'm watching you? You just retired Navy SEAL, and you think you're on this street and I don't keep up with you? Do you know you sneak in and do stuff to the country? Nobody know we were there. You couldn't do that on the street though, huh? I gotta know where you at. I got to know what you're doing at all times. Green Beret. How many times y'all done seen what the Green Beret doing in the news? You know what they're doing? They just laying up somewhere asleep until something happens. These people start wars. These people in and out, they remove people, kill people, and gone, and nobody know they were even there. You think I let you out and you on this street and I don't know where you at. I know where you at and I still got program on you. Those people don't play no game like that because y'all live in a dream world. It's certain people you don't never let go. Except for death. You never let them go. You've been privy to too much information. They train you how to do something that other people don't know how to do. Not train you how to sound and poison people and walk away and nobody know you did. I teach you how to walk down the street, bump a person, boom, and them folks fell and nobody caught nothing. And you think you on this street free and I don't know where you at. I'm looking for you. Nigga, you ain't never went nowhere. Anytime something come up funny and we can't got enough information, you the first nigga I'm tracking. Listen, some joker done just got shot from 200 yards through some tree, point blank in the head. Let me tell you what I did. I located you and every nigga I know who know how to do this where y'all was at. I don't know what these folks thinking. They don't play no stuff like that. You too dangerous. You could come around and you could wind up killing me. I need to know where you at. I need to know where you at and what you doing. Let me tell y'all something. NBA, NFL, football players got a report when they go in places. They got a report. You know what? They got to be able to get them at any time. Who they can kill. Like they got to report where they at. They'll fly planes and land them on ships for these guys. Need a piss test, y'all need to check you. And you think the federal government stupider than the NBA and the NFL? I didn't know where you at all times. It's too much going on in the world. I didn't know what happened. You could break out and be a lone gunman and you could be taking people out. That junk can lead back to me. When certain stuff happen, make no mistake, niggas get pulled. You getting pulled and you getting checked. They just don't tell y'all that. Nobody give you no license to kill, to swim in and blow up something and out of there and gone. Nobody know what happened. You flew into another country in Pakistan, undetected by any radar. This is a nuclear country. This ain't a country trying to get nuke. Pakistan is nuclear. And you flew in and landed right behind a military base, undetected, and you went in here and you killed somebody and got back out and crashed the plane. Do y'all understand what kind of problem this is internationally? Do you know how many rules were broken? And the fact that these guys knew how to do this. Now when they got the military, what they do? They probably erase their brain. They forget how to get past radars. Y'all never thought about that, do you? Who you think let people like that go? You know how to get into a country undetected, a country with nukes, next to their military base. Don't worry about it. I don't want y'all thinking too hard. It's good you keep believing in Jesus and Santa Claus. It's just best they believe like that. People don't want no truth. We'll talk, we'll move on. But don't worry about it. People don't want no truth. Truth hurt. Now they got to think about that. That they actually just let all these people just go and don't keep up with them. They keep up with everybody. Trump, former president, you don't think, let me tell you why they went down there. You do know folk done ran their mouth who been in Mar-a-Lago. They keep up with these guys. George Bush, Senior, Junior, Carter, everybody. Because all these guys, listen, all these guys can go in and order these people to open up information they can read and see it. Involving other countries and wiretaps and a nuclear secret. You can go see this at any time you want to. And it's in your house. Do you know they were also looking at the KGB were trying to get in his house? They were posing as workers to get a job in his house in Mar-a-Lago. Think about it. This guy had to have workers at his home. Why would he think they would be KGB? That's why they needed their papers. He had too many people in his house with too much information open that involved other countries and their information. He even had information in his house that involved on what they were going to do. Like Russia doing all that, we're going to do nuclear. They already got wrote up what they're going to do. And it was in his house. Now, what if they got their hands on it? They keep up with everybody. Listen, they done kept up with everybody who been in their house. These people ain't stupid. Listen, you don't listen to stuff every day we tell you going on around this whole world. Every day. For 4 years, you know what's going on around this whole world. You open to briefings every day around this whole world. You don't think I'm watching you? You don't think I'm keeping up with you? These people live in a dream world. Hello, you got man, you got information, you got agent name and their identity. You don't think I'm keeping up with you? You got information on who the FBI got wiretapped around the country. We're talking about world leaders. You don't think we're keeping up with you? Everything going in your home, the people in your house are plants. These people have no idea. And that dog stuff pretty too. When you get them dogs, they love them dogs. You know what them people do? When they get pissed at your dog, they get a veterinarian. They got veterinarians on staff that get them the dart to take your dog out. That dog stuff does not work. I don't know what people think about it. It does not work. FBI 101 is the easiest thing in the world to do. They'll dart your dog so quick and put your dog down, and then they'll bring your dog back when they're done, and you never knew they done it. They ain't got nothing. They stage accidents. They got so much, listen, stuff y'all have no idea what these people do. They got so much technology they put on you, it's ridiculous. Yo, dog stuff, listen, elementary. Elementary. They have, listen, veterinary, they get them, listen, take your dog straight out, bring your dog straight back, and you never knew they was out. In and out. They got the whole 9 on you. Whatever they need to do, done. You think these people just operate out of nowhere? They done seen it all, done it all. And that bastard had the information in his house. That's how they look. That's how they think. They'll let you know it, but you can't go nowhere with it. Try to help y'all out. Don't worry about it. Come on, let's get ready to move on. Stay with Jesus and Santa Claus. They safer. See, I'm trying to bring y'all out the Matrix. Come on. Woo! Let's see where we're going today. We probably got to go back to that. My Yahushua, my Yahushua. Y'all better honor my Yahushua. All right, let's talk with y'all a little bit here. See what does say Mr. Yahuwah. All right, it's 20. What's the day? The 20 what?
7.
Oh yeah, y'all paid me. We can do that. I finna protest. You know, I've been pro, but I got paid. Let me get to work. All right, listen. This is 15 and 4 again. For those watching in, we use the word program, Dewey Rim, which is the translation they have of the Latin, which is older than the James Version. I like for people to know what we're doing. First time listener, long time listener. Dewey Rim, the Latin, which is older than this. It's going to be a little more accurate than the James Version. Again, we trust none of them. We go to the Old Testament, they'll call it, and I call it the first Berith, which is the first covenant, is the one that we're looking at, and it's going to be the Greek translated into English, which is going to be older than the Latin and definitely older than the King James Version. But make no mistakes, all these guys are perverted. Y'all got, they're all perverters and they're perverted. So make no mistakes, the intent of these guys' covenant was not for the plan of salvation. These people had another intent. So I want you to go through like a fool thinking you're going to find something. We have to search through. You got to dig through all the rubbish. That's just being honest. You got to dig through the rubbish. Y'all got it? All right, so listen. This is from 15 and 4, the book of Romans. Listen.
For whatever Nikatah before.
So for whatever was written before.
Nikatah for our lamed.
Written to teach us, to show us, and to instruct us. And that helps us a lot because now I know the usage. I know how to use it. Correct? Hello? Can we see what usage means, Boss? Please. Usage. The act of using something or the fact of being used. So usage is what we're learning. We're learning how to use something so we can be used. I like that. Usage. Okay? That's what we're going through and looking at. We're trying to find the usage. Y'all got that? My young people recite it. What does it say?
The action of using something or the fact
So I only have one young person. That's tight. I having one young person. Ain't no child law getting fight, y'all, especially Adam. He not want to fight him anyway. Can y'all see that? Y'all understand that? Word usage. That's what we look at, the usage. The action of using something or the fact of being used. If we don't know how to use the word, then we cannot be used. Y'all got it? That's just being honest. It works on two ends. It entails on two ends for us, don't it? How many of y'all want to be used? You know, folks say, let him use you. Mm-hmm. But you have to be used first. That's just being honest. We'll see. You know, how many of y'all heard that saying before? Let him use you. Let him use people playing an instrument, or people saying, let him use you. Well, the first is, the thing is, how he's going to use you when you don't understand how the usage works. You don't understand how his system works in order for you to be used. And see, that's hurt us because everybody want to be used by the Most High, but a lot of people don't know how to use what he's given them. Y'all got it? Okay, let's set up. So whatsoever things are written for a time were written for our learning. Hold on, habitual or customary practice, especially as creating a right, obligation, or a standard. We can do that too. All right, hold on, come back one more time. The bottom, the second one. The way in which a word or a phrase is normally and correctly used. Okay, I like that too. I also like that. So y'all write this down too. Write this down. I like that as well. The way in which a word or phrase is normally and correctly used. That's what we're trying to do. Y'all got it? So now this is what I typically do. I like for y'all to know what I'm doing. So when I read something, when you see I'll usually, when I'll read something, I'll go back and start showing you other connecting factors. Y'all got it? Because I'm making sure I'm using it correctly. If I can't parallel it somewhere else to make sense, then I say I'm not using it correctly. It's not working. Some people say, it don't fit nowhere, but it's still right. No, it's got to fit somewhere. Usage, that's what we're looking at. The way in which a word or a phrase is normally and correctly used. That's why sometimes, like when we looked up the rock, the way, we start looking at, we talk about the trotted path. Typically, some trotted is going to be a main way being used, and that's what we try to make sure we understand how did they look at it and when it was given to them. We have a way we look at things today based off of Western culture and Western dialect and their definitions to word. But the way they looked at things was just plain. It was just plain. That was it. It was just plain. When he told Kabakut to write the Kazum and
make it plain.
Make it plain. And all right, that's the only way the person that's going to read it going to be proficient in what they're doing. If it's not plain, then it's going to kind of be what we call vague. It be vague in speaking or in the way you kind of define it or understand it, which means how much performance I'm going to get out of you. If you don't really understand it, how are you going to get it right? And that's what hurt us a lot of time with religion. Just pray. That's all you can do. Listen, whenever you run across something you understand, pray. Anybody heard that before? Pray about it. When you read something, just pray. Pray and ask the Lord for understanding. What did he give you a preacher for? What did he give you a teacher for? There's some things that we do get in time when it comes down to certain knowledge, because even certain knowledge is too high for you. Some knowledge is just too high for it. It's enough for us to get understanding the basic, simplistic parts of it. Let alone people run into the complicated parts and want to know something. People always want to know this, and I guarantee it has nothing to do with their salvation. What they always want to do is something that they can have an edge up on somebody else, but you ain't edging in your life. That's why I want my edge. I want my edge in my living. Y'all got it? Even Shaul said, now they puff it up. But what does Ahab do? It edify. That's why we got to have it one for another. Right? All right, let's see. Y'all got that definition? The way in which a word or a phrase is normally and correctly used. And that's something we need to know, word usage. Like we looked at when I asked you about that word last night. See, we went back to etymology and look. Now, how it's used now is differently. Protest is basically always used against something, not to state something in support of. But a lot of times you look at it, because, okay, if I'm protesting against police violence, I'm also in the favor of police not being violent against other people. So I said, but what we're going to typically look at the most? the fact that I'm protesting against police violence. So they're going to say he's against police. It's not. I'm against violence from police on citizens who don't deserve it. So I'm actually also in protest. I'm also in favor of, right? The right and the liberties of the person that's being abused. So we can let Yahushua come in here, and he was a protester against injustices, against us. He was against how the Turah was used against us.
Right.
Hello?
Right.
It was. Why the book told us that he blotted out the handwriting that was ordinance that was against us. Hello? And he nailed it to the two.
That's right. That's right.
It was a protest. Sometimes what people do when they protest, don't they have signs?
Yeah.
He had one too. It said, this is Yahushua, the Malak of the Yahudim. He was protesting. Everybody put your hands up. It's in protest against. That's what he did. He put his hand in protest. Hello? He was against Kataim, but he was in favor of us, wasn't he?
Right.
Wasn't he against sin?
Yes.
But he was in favor for us, wasn't
That's
he?
right.
So his protest also was a statement in favor of us and against the thing that was hurting us. That makes sense? All right. I know that's a white man.
Yes, sir.
I know, because we made him. How about your old black side? It makes sense to that side too?
I don't feel that side no more. So I couldn't even...
See that? Give us a hand clap, it works. He don't even feel that side no more. So now, for what things soever were written aforetime was written for our learning, that
We through endurance.
don't quit going through without giving way. Go ahead.
And Nakum,
Console, consolation, or get a reward of
the Ketubim,
the writings.
might have Tikva.
That's right. We might have a cord, an attachment. We might have a hope, an expected wait. All these things are important to us, aren't they? Okay, let's look at something. Since we're talking. Let's look at Yahushua 6:44. They call it John. Yahushua, it means the Khan is the favor. That's what we're looking at, favor. Can we see what favor is, please? I ain't said flavor. If you said flav at the end of flavor, you're talking about ugly. Flavor, flav. That's ugly. I thought he came in my mind there, he was kissing them women in the mouth. I used to watch that show. And I'm being honest with y'all, and I admit my sickness. I don't really watch it. I want to see when somebody really kiss him in the mouth. And it was disgusting. I just want to see what they do. I said, man, I'd rather see a woman lick a dumpster clean. I'm talking the whole dumpster, entire inside the kid flavor. That mouth looks filthy. The lips look crusty. Everything about his mouth leaves nothing to desire that I can see a woman want to put her lips to it and her tongue in his mouth. I just see him licking a dumpster out clean with all the wet spillage of garbage and still having a cleaner mouth in their head kissing that joker down. That's a disgusting mouth. All right, listen. Approval, support, or liking for someone or something. That's what favor is. That's what Yahuwah gives. So that's what Khan is, which was an approval, support, or liking for something or something. Y'all got it? Or something. Yeah, or something. Someone or something. Y'all got it? So when we look at the Khan, which is the favor, we're looking at the approval of Yahuwah liking us. So we want to find out how to be liked. As folks say, how to be loved by how to be liked. Then we need to learn how to get under his Khan. How do we do things that he'll like us? Y'all got it? So now, did he lead us to our imagination? No. Imagination is dangerous. Because that's how we came up with wherewithal where Yahuwah be satisfied with things they would do for him. With the rivers of oil, or giving the fruit of their body for the qatar of their nefesh, with the sin of their soul. He said, but he's left to your imagination, oh man, what you should do. He showed you, which means he taught you. See, it all goes back into demonstration. Remember what the eye does, the that is your knowledge of appearance. So it was important with all the writings we had, none of them were more effective than Yahushua actually come and demonstrating. None of them. If it had worked, he'd have never came. That's why he said it had to be conflict. Think about it. That was the best way to teach us. Look, we learn teaching now. No one understood teaching the way we understand it by definition. Now, the fact that he said the word became, and that's how we understood it better. Some people do better with sight unseen. It is on teaching. Some people do better on sight. Some people you can just give them the right, get them to read. They can read it. They figure out themselves. Some people you have to go through it and you have to give demonstrations. You have to get explanations. And you know what? And you know he realized these people don't do good with reading. All the people came before him, they didn't. If they had, why did he come? Why did he become flesh? That was the best way to teach us. Sight unseen. We got a better understanding from that. So now we understand by approval, support, or liking for someone or something. That's what we've been trying to get him to do, to give us approval. Y'all got it? All right, let's see. Let me see. Let's look at, since we said that, let me look at something before I go here. Okay, let me see. See if that's the 10th chapter of the book of Acts of the Shalakim, 10. Oh my goodness, Acts. What's that, 10, 28, 34. I'm going to say 34. I can get me some cue cards. Somebody give me some cue cards, and we're going to write them up right here. We're just going to write them up and figure it out. Give me some cue cards and write them up right here. I ain't going to be misspelled, but we're going to know what I'm talking about, though. As long as phonetically we can read it, it's right. Let's see. Let's say that what I want. Listen.
Then Cuff opened his paw and said, of an Amat I perceive that Elohim is no respect of persons.
Listen.
But in every GUI, he that
Hold, stop. They went to 9 and 1. 1036.
5.
Oh, 35. Listen.
But in every GUI, he that Yara him.
That's not the right book, huh? Should be the 10th. Yeah, 10. 35. But in every GUI nation,
he that Yara him and worketh Sadiq is accepted with him.
So we can say approved. He's approved. See, this is how we can get approval. In every GUI, he that Yara him, I don't know if Yara is the right word for fear. Now let's look back at fear. I think Yara is not the right word. And work of justice is accepted, which is basically who is approved. You know what I'm saying? I make sure the right word for fear. I think Yara come up to be something else. Morah. Yara. Oh, Yara is the fear. To revere, to frighten. What'd you say, Basha? The Yara. Morah. So the Rosh is actually the root. Correct? The whole word? Yeah, the the Ra. It's the Mu.
Yeah, the prefix of the prefix of the word is just kind of it displays a different version, but you got Yara for the foundation.
The fear, the primitive root. To revere. Okay. So that's what they're looking at for those that revere. Can we look at what revere is? That's what we're looking for him. Feel deep respect or admiration for something. That's what he's looking for, people that revere him. Sometimes people would do certain stuff. They say, well, I won't do that because of my respect. If I'm at that time, I try to get Kerry. I said, Kerry, I want you to, like you slap me. He said, no, I ain't gonna do that for respect. I want to do that out of respect for. And see, what Yahuwah looking for people that have that deep respect and admiration for him, that they won't go against the Shabbat. They won't commit adultery. They won't bear false witness. They won't covet nothing that belong to their neighbor. They'll keep all of the statute out of the fact that they yara him. You know what I'm saying? Or morah him, before the fact they look at, they don't want to do something. They have a deep admiration or respect for. And that's what they were taught when they came down to possessing certain things of Elohim. Remember with Daoud, when they were going out and they had the Taba, which where they had the Ark of the Covenant, and they had the writings and everything in it, and they were told not to touch it. But when doing it, when I'm touching it, and he moot, he died. And it was because Elohim wanted to have a deep admiration, respect for not to touch things he told him not to touch. He meant that. It didn't matter how high you got in the spirit, if folk call it whatever. Nothing changed. I said, don't do it. And you should have had a deep respect and reverence that you shouldn't do it. And it kept them where they had an honor for. And with all these things that he did, the dread we fear of going against him, it also played into our deep admiration and respect for, to realize I didn't want to cross him because he has the ability to do. He can do. So I want to respect him in his position. You just don't have a respect or admiration for someone unless you look at losing something, or unless you're looking at something happening to you because of. These are things we need to get. As a matter of fact, in the book of Mashali, 1 and about 10 or 13, maybe up, he said the beginning of wisdom is the Yahweh Yahuwah. That's the beginning of it. When he brought them out of Mizraim, they didn't know nothing about Elohim. The first thing he did, he started teaching. He gave them fear along with the instruction. That's why the people were removing. They was afraid. He was giving them an admiration to get back. Before, remember, they had to put a rope around it before that to keep them back. And they had to keep commanding, all right, y'all back up, back up, back up, back up, back. All right, back up with a tape, get back. Like the security guard, y'all need to back to blink up. That's what happened. They started hitting that thunder and lightning. They realized, he finna taser us. They heard that thunder and lightning. The rope didn't keep it. The book said the people were removed. Those people got out, they played. They realized, oh, this is real serious. He means don't touch it. Don't come near it. But before that, you had to put a rope up there to keep him back. See, that was the beginning that he looked at. That's it. And later on, he came back and he told Mushan, the 5th chapter, book of Allah Ha-Dabarim. He said, when the people started fearing, he said, if they had such a heart. He said, if they had such a heart. Did they fear to the fact, the dread of what I do to them? He like, man, these folk right here, man, they'll never get cut out if they had a heart on them like that. See, because it was temporary. Once people feel like they're out of their danger, the love ain't there the same way. It's just like dating. Dating is different than marriage. Things change when you get married. You got it now, the stuff you do to woo to try to get. You ain't got time for all that wooing. You got to go to work. You got to go to working now. Wooing done, working start. Bills come up, kid come out crying. How we live like that? Get your behind and go cook me something to eat. Before that, they go out to dinner. You want to go where? You want to go for lunch? What you want to go for breakfast? Ain't none of that stuff. Anything, you're having to cook breakfast, cook lunch, and cook dinner, and an in-between snack. And some folk like, that's why I don't get married. You don't want to work, lazy nigga. That's him. That's part of. You woo to get, but then you understand. A lot of these things come in and understand. Things change. That's the same thing how when you get into a marriage with Yahuwah. First, you get the fascination part, and you get to realize it's obligation. Oh, yeah, the fascination part at first. But after you get into it, now it's obligation. Let people get up and they do their job, realize it's obligation. I know what I got to do. This is part of my obligation. Well, the same thing happened when it come down to serving Elohim. That's why people rather sit on the sideline. Because that way right there, you ain't in the game, then you ain't got the same responsibility. It's like guys practice. They don't practice a certain way. Some guys are practicing hard because they're trying to get in the plane to get on the court. Some guys really ain't getting on the court. I ain't trying to put all that in it. I ain't getting out there anyway. You know what I'm saying? They ain't worried about it. But you trying to get in the game, you need to play hard. You need to practice hard. Y'all got it, you want to put you in the game. Like Bill Lee saw that sideline talk. You know what I'm saying? You got to cut that off. You got to get in the game. That makes the difference. Which means you got to get obligated. Y'all got it? He started putting requirements on you then. Start looking. You don't put them on the I'm the counter. You do so many rebounds, so many shots, so many blocks. I just got you on no court for no reason. You ain't for a reason. Same thing. Tackles. You ain't making no tackles. You ain't making no play. You ain't making no run. How long you think I'm going to keep you out here? You're behind 50 off this field. If you out here, you out. Everybody on that field is obligated. That's why you don't feel you are obligated. I'm looking for you to get me. And when you're not, you coming off. That's why people stay on the side. They don't want no obligation. There's too much pressure. Because you got to do it regardless of. You say, man, I really ain't trying to hear that. All I know is what you obligated to do. They don't want to hear that stuff. You can't have too many bad games. I don't care. They triple T. Listen, you got to figure it out. Nobody wants to hear that. They want to say, well, we understand they triple team you, or they holding you on the place. You can't get. Listen, whatever you need to do, get loose. I need this many sacks. I need this many tackles. I need this. I don't care about what they're doing. Could you tell them, Coach, I'm trying, but they holding me? They're going to say, but you can't do that. You need to figure out how to get out of it. Guess what? That's what Yahuwah looking when I give you, what he give you. I don't care about, okay. You need to figure it out and get through it. You in the game now. You don't make all that, hey, you ain't ready for the business. You need to go back to Toledo. I'm going to just that man cut him down, just that thing. I said, everybody knew he was talking. I the one from Toledo. I said, well, they put you on the bench. Just said, no, he put me back in the game. So you get cut down in front of everybody in the game and holler for you to go back where you came from and put you back in the game. What you think going to your mental? You're like, is he serious? I'm so messed up right now. That man look at that. I got y'all here for a reason. I don't care about your personal problem. I don't care about me. How that shouldn't distract you. I put you out here for a reason. That's the same thing with us. We'll get all this going on, this going on. Listen, man, figure it out. I'm just, man, I know that's amazing. Players figure it out, everybody will do it, and then we the only people, we got all the excuses. They don't hear that stuff. Who cares? Michael Jordan come and get 2 points. Who want to hear that? Well, that's how he might get 2 points, because he usually do better. Who cares? Man, everybody, sorry joker. They're like, man, I don't want to hear that stuff. He supposed to figure it out. He supposed to be able to get out of it. I don't care if 5 people checking him, he still better get me 20 points. Because you don't care, but then you don't put that same obligation on yourself. Regardless, you got 5 or 6 different elements working against you, you'll still look to be called to make sure you're producing. All right? So feel deep respect and admiration for something. That's what he wants us to do for him. All right, so Yara will work. All right, 35, but in every Gui nation, he that Yara him and worketh Sadaq for justice. Sadiq is righteous, Sadaq justice, is acceptable to him, which means they are approved. Now, let me ask you a question. When you got approved? You know this, I ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. You do to him. Get what they had to do to prove themselves to him. You got to be able to fear him, yara him, have a deep admiration or respect for him. And you got to work sadaq. Got to be just in your dealing, and that's when you accept it to him. All I want to do, I just want the Lord to just accept me. You have a deep admiration, respect for something he has, that he established. You make sure you just in all your dealings. Then you're not accepted until you do it. We're trying to get approval, right? Let's see what happens. Listen. 36, come on.
The Debar which Elohim sent unto the Benim of Yasharal.
Doing what?
Preaching Shalom by Yahushua HaMashiach.
That's how he preached it by Shalom. Our Shalom came by him. That's how he preached it. He was proclaiming it by him. That's why we had to believe in him. That's how we got it. You know what the book said? As you have received Yahushua. You didn't believe how you're supposed to walk. That's how you're supposed to walk according to it. How you received it. Walk according. When Shaul told you about walking word of your vocation, that's your occupation. That's your walk words of it. Walk to what you're saying. So you got your shalom by him. So you're supposed to walk in him, according to him. How did this man get peace with Elohim? He reconciled with Elohim. With his Cain, with his Dom, by doing what the man say, willing to lay himself down. That's how he had shalom with Elohim. And that shalom radiated to all of us. So now you got to walk according to that. What did he do in order to get approval through Elohim? Why would I come along? And this is the semantics of people, or the game of people, or the misinformation of people. Because he did it all, he paid it all, it left me to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing. That is the dumbest, the stupidest statement I heard in my life. Why are we even keeping Shabbat anything? Because he did not. He brought in reconciliation. So let me get straight. Me and my wife reconciled because I committed adultery on him. I smoked dope. I don't pay no bills and nothing. We come along. They help us out. Me and her get reconciled. I still smoke dope. Now I don't know what the problem is. They paid it all. They took care of it all. There's nothing for me to do. What I got to do? Stop smoking dope. Stop cheating on my wife. Stop everything that brought it into, that ever put this into play. I got to stop it. Now I got to start to walk according to a different rule. The rule that he established is what got shalom and showed shalom between him and Elohim. We have to follow that same pattern. Okay. Elohim sent the word to the Benim of Yasharal, preaching, proclaiming shalom by Yahushua HaMashiach. So if I'm going to come to Yahushua, how am I come? Yahuwah. How am I come to Yahuwah?
Through Yahushua.
Why?
He's preaching. Shalom.
That's right. He the access. That's my access. Elohim sent the word to the Benim, the children of Yasharal, proclaiming shalom by Yahushua HaMashiach. Listen, he is the Adon of all. That's our access. It's only going to make sense. How am I coming in by another way?
Can't.
That's the way he established. If that's how he came, that's how he called. Yasharal was lost. He said Yasharal scattered. He only called them back by Yahushua HaMashiach. How is you going to get to him? Okay, let's see something. Come on. 37. I'm sorry, 37. Listen.
The Debar, I say, ye know, which was published throughout all Yehuda, and began from Galilee after the immersion which Yehukanan preached.
Listen.
How Elohim, Mashiach Yahusha of Nazareth, with the Ruach HaKadosh and with power, who went about doing too, and healing all that were oppressed of Satan, for Elohim was with him. And we are witnesses of all things which he did both in the Arats of the Yahudim and in Jerusalem, whom they slew and hanged on an ox. Him Elohim cum up the third yom and shewed him openly, not to all the but unto witnesses chosen before of Elohim, even to us, who did eat and drink with him after he cum from the moot.
I missed something. 40. Him went through 40. Y'all going backward. Come down. I mean, go back up. He read 40. Here, 41. Listen. Not unto all the people,
but unto witnesses chosen before of Elohim,
which they put preordained even to us,
who did eat and drink with him after he cum from the moot. And he commanded us to preach unto the and to testify that it is he which was ordained of Elohim to be the shafet of quick and moot.
See that? He said he gave that to him. And you have to look at that. It'll make sense to let him judge the people simply because he fitting for that position, for the fact that he came through just like every one of us did. I mean, he told you were inexcusable. I don't know how I can be inexcusable if nobody else hadn't done what I did. It's the fact that he had came through and did what everybody else had did without fault or fail. That's why he'll let him judge him. It only makes sense. It only makes sense to let him judge him. Somebody that came through who actually done it. Somebody that actually came through and actually proved it can be done. That's being honest. Come through, but I can't do it. I can't. And you show, I can show it can be done. Now, once I showed you it be done, you know you didn't fail, right? Because you've been saying nobody can't do it. You hadn't seen nobody done it. So once I put a demonstration in your face and show you it can be done, then what you think happened to you? That's why I'm going to let him judge you. Not only he come through, he showed you how it can be done. He was willing to. We talked about, like I talked about last night, a person willing to walk away from right people. You can't even walk away from wrong people. How you going to get by? That's tight. You going to try to explain why you can't leave nobody wrong when he left people that were right. Showing you it can be done. He's been approved by Elohim. So that's why he had us to come along and he wanted them to testify concerning him, who Elohim had appointed to be the shafet of the living and of the dead. Listen, 43. Listen.
To him give all the Nabaim witness, that through his Shem, whosoever aman in him shall receive remission of Kataim.
Who aman in him. So this is what we're trying to do, remission. Is when we're trying to get to a fact of removing. We're familiar with that for people that had cancer. When they told them they're in remission, that means they don't have it anymore. Remission. Or maybe they use that always with cancer patients. Most of the time we hear remission is usually when you're dealing with people with cancer. They let them know in remission, at this state you don't have it. At this state you don't have it. They're not telling you it can't come back. They're just letting you at this state you don't have it. So the only way you can get it is to follow the protocols that he done set in place for us. The protocol is to follow the very exact example that he set forth. And the reason why people never obtain it because we hadn't really been told how to get it. We just get up and we confess, and the stuff we confess ain't enough. We just say, I want to be saved, but from what?
That's true. That's right.
That's right. That means only admit you gone wrong.
That's right.
So you got to come clean. Ain't that right? And you got to be willing to repent. I mean, you got to become remorseful. Ain't that right? You got to become remorseful for what you've done. And a lot of times, that's why a lot of us have fell short at. And that's why people hadn't gotten it. People hadn't seen the importance of him. This is the only way that Yahuwah going to reconcile anybody. It's through him. Nobody can be reconciled except through him. That's right. That's the only way. And the only way to get remission, you got to get it through his Shem. Because that's our shalom. He wants us to know it's that important. There's no way to get around. People keep trying to work to get around him, talking about the Father, but they're so stupid they don't realize the only way you can be a father is that you got to have a son. We know a child, but typically when we look at him, the only way he could not be a father unless he had a son. So how do you acknowledge the Father and not acknowledge the Son? I've heard that a Christian, he that acknowledges the Father or had to acknowledge the Son, who don't acknowledge the Son don't acknowledge. I'm trying to figure out, okay, I don't question it, but that's what he said. And when, instead of just sitting there and realizing, how else would he be a father except he had a kid? So how do you say, well, for me, I just acknowledge the Father. Then you got to acknowledge the Son. You have to acknowledge the Son. It all makes sense when you sit down and look at it. It's practical. He cannot be a father unless he had a son. And the reason why we look at the father again, because typically the male is the heir. That's right. That's right. Because the son is typically the heir, the person to come into possession of what the father had. That's what an heir is, a person that come in possession of. And that's what we looked at him doing. He came in possession of. Why y'all think he told y'all all authority given him? And Shamaim and in the alone, which is in the world. He said, because I came in possession of that through Mut. I came in possession of it. Now you trying to possess the Malkuth Elohim. He said the Kodash of Yahuwah, or the Most High, will going to possess the Malkuth. How you going to get it? Huh? Through who? Now to get it through Mut. That's how you come in possession. Turn the echo down! Down! Yeah. But that's typically how it works. You come in possession of and after Mut. Typically they give you what you come in possession of after the death of. So after he Mut, he came in possession of. Hello? So we're going to take the Malkuth and we're going to possess it forever and ever. Did we ever think about how we're going to get it? You going to get it now while you're living?
No, sir.
It's going to have to be in your Mut.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, right.
All right. I just want to make sure we understand. All right, let's go back over here. I had them at your Ukanah 6:44. Before I get it, let me see something right quick. See if that Acts chapter 2. 2:17. Might be a 2. Let me see something I want. Down. That'll be fine. All right, now come on, let me see something. Listen.
And it shall come to pass in the last Yamim, saith Elohim, I will pour out of my Ruach upon all Basar, and your Beni and your Banut shall Naba, and your young Anashim shall see Kazum, and your old Anashim shall Kalamut.
Kalamut is the Abri word for dream. Come on.
And on my Abadim and on my handmaidens I will pour out in those Yamim of my Ruach, and they shall Naba.
Naba, come on.
And I will shew wonders in Shamayim above,
And?
At in the Aras beneath.
Wow. Come on.
Dumb and fire and vapor of smoke.
Hold on for a second. A lot of the people seen before, and you see why it was important for us to be the Yahudim while we seek sign. So this same thing he told he was going to do, he already told us this in Barashit, that he put an ox in the Shamayim, that they call the heaven, and he put an ox on the Aras. And he let them know they were going to see blood and fire and vapor of smoke. Come on.
The Shamash shall be turned into Kashak,
See that? Come on.
and the Yarik into dung,
Yeah.
before that great and notable Yom of the Adon come.
Ooh. Before the great and the manifest Yom of the Yahuwah, the Adon, the master come. Come on.
And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall Kara on the Shem of Yahushua shall be
What's
Yashin.
that? On that should be the Adon, the Shem of the Adon shall be saved.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Which we're going to know it's going to be him because he is the Adon. Come on.
And it shall come to pass, ye Anashim of Yasharal, Shama, these Dabarim,
Listen.
Yahushua of Nazareth, a Ish approved of Elohim among you by miracles and wonders and At, which Elohim did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know.
Y'all see what he was? What was it? He was approved, which means Elohim had favor for him. And it was all through the signs and all the things that he demonstrated to show that he had actually approved him. Even when he was immersed, they heard the voice come from Shamayim and told him that this is my Kabi, being, and let y'all know which is my beloved son in whom I'm well pleased. He would let them know he was approved. He approved it. And that's what we're trying to look at now. We're trying to get ourselves in a state that Yahuwah will approve us. See, we don't want no more speculation. We want to make sure we do this thing right if we're going to be saved. Okay? But we're going to have to look at some things a little differently. Like when different tests or different situations come, we're going to have to consider things now from a different angle. Okay? We'll look at it. All right, let's see. So we see how he was approved. A man approved of Elohim among you. And they show you how. By what? Miracles and wonders and signs, which Elohim did what? Did in the midst of who? As you also might not know. You had to see it. He'll prove out whether or not he'll prove you as well. See, folks will say, see, how are we going to know? Here he said they did know it. By all the works he did. How was he able to do the stuff he did? That's why he was critical of them when they said, when he did stuff, they said he did it by Beelzebub. One of Philistine, them gods. They had so many gods, everybody changed gods, everybody flip them over and change them over. I think Beelzebub was one of the Philistine gods. And that's what they tried to say, that's how he did it. But he was trying to, because everybody tried to discredit you. See, they see and know that Elohim working with you, but boy, I know they ain't nothing but the devil. I know the devil when I see the devil. I've been battling the devil a long time. Folks liars. They are the devil. Exactly. Non-existent. Exactly. So you start to realize Elohim told you that I did all this and he was approved by me. Hello, he approved it. Everything he gone through, this was the thing that went through to prove him. So a lot of times the stuff that we fight against that we don't want to go through, a lot of times you go against things that actually approve you. Because he told them, as you also know it. And this was in the midst of you. They saw this. And you want to know why I don't like folks, quit looking at me. I mean, people got to know. A lot of stuff had to be torn down about because a lot of folks, I don't like everybody. How many people don't like people staring at them? Like a lot of people looking at them, well, you're going to have to do it to you. It's got to happen. Got to break that old. I mean, a lot of times that's the hold up. All that, what we don't like, a lot of times will hold us up. If we don't get out of us, how do you ever get the change? A lot of that us is what done kept us in some of the, kept us away from for a long time. Because we haven't been willing to change it. That's just how we've been. That's just how things always was. I never looked at changing, and you should have because you've been looking at salvation. Salvation involves changing. Hello? Yes, sir. Okay. All right, let's go back and look at this right quick. Let's see something. All right, sixth chapter. I call it the sixth chapter of the book of Yahushua, 644. They call it John. We got off on this because we're talking about the con, the favor, conceit goes over the same way. Favor, loving kindness. I think all those kind of come under conceit, favor as well. 6 and 44. Let's look at this. Listen.
No each is able to come to me, except I be which hath sent me draw him, and I will comb him up at the last doom.
This is what he said. Now let's just be practical. Now, in order for you to get to the door, you got to get a route. You got to be routed that way, directed that way. Y'all got it? So like certain play football, receivers run routes. And just get up, pretty much you go out, it's pretty much you run the route. Am I correct? And that route until gets you to where you get the ball to get you to the end zone. The route is set up and designed for them. The goal, how you gonna set throwing, cut across, how you go, and from now your body should be in a place where your block should be there. You're able to be able to get past the defender, get through the defender, and get you into the end zone. Well, this is what he told you. Nobody can get to him except the man route you there. Listen, every receiver running back looking at that end zone. Certain routes gonna get in there. It'd be some fault some other people might mess up and get you in. Pretty much it's gonna be the route and the play gonna get you there. And that's exactly what he gonna look for. And that's how he set this whole thing up. Yahushua, to get to Yahushua, it's a route you're gonna have to go. And he gonna give you the Turah. See, the whole time he told you about it. See, this is what folk look at, like getting to Yahushua. A lot of people get in contact to him because they weren't routed that way. And sometimes you can get a back haul, depending if you're coming from the right place. And you come back from the right place and you going through a place that got a back haul, you can get one. If not, you just deadheading. You running with nothing on it. See, the way he set that thing up, the only way you're going to get to Yahuwah, you're going to have to follow the Turah. The Turah the only way to get you there. So he told you nobody can come to me except the Abba which sent me drawing. He got to give you the route. The route is the Turah. Listen, once we look at, let's see that. See if that's 16:16 book of Orion. Let's see. Let's see something. Orion, they call it Luke. 16:16, Orion. Listen.
The Turah and the Nabaim were unto Yahushua.
What is until? Root. Till. Y'all hear that? The Turah and the Nabaims were till Yahushua. Listen what happened.
Since that time, the Malkuth of Elohim is preached.
Y'all see that? From that time, listen what happened. The Malkuth of Elohim, his empire is being proclaimed, and
every each presseth into it.
Oh, everybody uses violence toward it. So I guess it would make them have to press. Because people are going to try to keep him from trying to enter in, just like a running back or receiver. Nobody trying to just let him walk in the end zone. So I say that to tell you how everything started to transition, what he started off with first, to get us into the point of when the being fall on the scene to get you to him. Everybody that came into contact with him, they came into contact with him because they were routed that way. Nobody just happened to stumble across out of nowhere and it didn't happen, and you weren't supposed to be there. It was all scheduled. When he got Andrew and his brother Peter and his brother Andrew, well, they call, Cuff, they call Peter, and Andrew, his brother, they were scheduled to be there. He was passing through, and he wasn't looking to stay. He told them to follow him. He gave them a route, follow me. He wasn't looking for nobody else, and they weren't there, so he grabbed those two. He let them folks know, I already had chose you. It was already set up for these guys to come into contact with him, to build a relationship with him so they can get the plan of salvation. Same thing with y'all. Things will happen. You were routed. Some people just don't pay attention to what they're getting. But the Turah is instrumental. One thing he didn't have to do is teach them the Turah. He had to go over to teach them where he fit in the Turah, but a lot of things they knew. These guys were not blind idiots and no knowledge of the Turah. And we know that because on the 10th chapter of the book of Acts, the Shalakim, when Cuff was hungry, he fell asleep on the rooftop. He saw a blanket let down knitted at the four corners. He was told, arise, slay, and eat. And he told him, not so, for nothing common and unclean had never entered my vessel. He did not say, since I met no Yahushua. The Turah already taught me not to eat it. I've never eaten it, and I'm not about to eat it now. So they was routed to him. You got it? Their knowledge and being routed up, that's what got them to him. So we look at no east can come unto me except the Abba which sent me draw him. And that's what we got to have the knowledge of. Y'all got it? So we're getting better understand so we go back through the Turah. Yeah. See, a lot of times it'll look like you there and you so far off it's ridiculous. You got to have the knowledge of the Turah. That's the only way it don't make sense. Y'all got it? So like in the Christian church uses, all them holding the church, they use Acts 2 and 14 through 18, trying to talk about the Holy Ghost poured out on them and everything. They didn't tell and lie. They spoke in unknown tongues and nothing they saying makes sense. When they clearly, man, they writer telling them, we hear them speak in our language where we were born. They still adamant on the people speaking unknown tongue. It don't matter what they say. And the reason why I said it was speaking in language they knew because they all spoke in unknown tongue. Because you just get dumb and dumb, and then you start naming the people. Parthian, Medes, Elamite, dwellers at Mesopotamia, Cappadocia, Phrygia, and Pontus, strangers of Rome and Pamphylia, and all these different places. All these places with Creeks and Arabians, all these folks, and yet these folks still calling an unknown tongue, which makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. Y'all got it? The reason why these people actually received the Ruach HaKodesh and they were down, because they was approved. They was out of every group. That's what he tells you. Out of every GUI, everyone that yarded him, out of every nation. Why was he tell you about the different nation? He was that's why they was accepted. That's why he gave them the Ruach HaKodesh. They was accepted. Okay, well, more work. All right, let's go back over to 6th chapter of the book of Yukonon. Well, y'all finna going completely to sleep. So we see that no east can come unto me, except the Abba which sent me draw him, and he said, I'll comb him up in the last yom. Hello? So what's going to be in the last yom? Judgment. It's going to be ingathering. Before you can do a judgment, you got to have ingathering. You know that? Ingathering. You know when you go to court, everybody come in the courtroom before the judge come out. You gather the people in before the judge get down. That's what he come out. Because then he going to, at Daniel say, he saw a throne thrown down, which was set up. And that's when he saw the Ancient of Yamin come in. Because everybody else going to be gathered. That's why he tell them, comb them up in the last day. Because at that point, the last day, you're going to be gathering. Ingathering. That's when you start to sit down, you start to make your judgment then on what you keep and what you get rid of. Isn't that right? Even farmers do it. When they pick it, they'll take it in. They'll let other workers go out, everybody get a basket, go. When they get back in, I'll decide what I'm keeping. Isn't that right? Like he told you just let them grow together. In the day, he told you, the day of harvest, he said, I'll separate them. That's when he's going to separate. He's going to put it, we're going to put this here, that here, we're going to put this here and that here. We're going to separate. And some of it, you're just going to get rid of it. Hello? Some of it use to settle debt. Yahushua told you that when he got rid of us. He said, which of my creditors did I sell you to? Some people, when they get their crops up, they also sell the debts they got. Stuff they owe from during the year in time when they first start putting out. They come in, when they start the harvest in, they start to selling debts. Hello? Okay, I'm trying to tell y'all something. Whatsoever two things in the east do, whether he born or free, saying he received Yahuwah. I don't know why these folks thinking people that commit sin ain't going to get no reward. They're going to get something for what they did with Sadiq. That don't mean you're going to get salvation. Just like a lot of you in here, same thing will happen to you. All of you guys will not get it. You'll get something for the work you done, though. Because Yahuwah is not unjust to forget your labor or what you've done. So he'll pay you for it. You just want to look at, I want eternal Kai, a long Kai. I don't want no trinket. I don't want no little, here goes something. Like Abraham Benim got when he sent them away. Mm-hmm. Did they get the promise?
No.
But did they get a reward, though?
Yes.
See, that's what the folk missing. That's why they mess up at it. Because they get a reward, they think they got. So that's all Abraham gave them. Isn't it? Let's go and see, what's that, 26th chapter, book of
25.
No, 25. 25, 17. You just making up numbers. Gosh, I see you. It's 17. Barashit. They call it Genesis. Firstborn down. Let's do 14. What? All right. Listen.
And Mishma and Duma and Massa, Hadar and Timah, Yeter, Naphish, and Kedemah. These are the Beni of Ishmael, and these are their Shem, by their towns and by their castles, 12 Sharim, according to their Guim.
Mm-hmm.
And these are the Shanim of the Kai of Ishmael.
No,
And
that's not what I want. That's not what I want. What chapter this? No. We down too far. Go back up. Go back up about 7. Okay. Oh, go back up some more. 5? Yeah. 6, actually. So we'll do 5. All right. Cusher, where you got 17 from? You said 7. Tell me what you heard. He didn't. I know he gave you $5. Go ahead. $25 and 6. Oh, I'm sorry, 5. Go ahead.
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Yasakat,
He gave all that he had unto Yasakat.
but unto the Beni of the concubines which Abraham had, Abraham gave Barakah and sent them away from Yasakat his ben, while he yet Kai, Kadim, unto the Kadim country.
He sent them away to the Kadim, which is the east or the east wind. So that's what he did while they was alive. So if all you working for is just reward, you still not looking at that being salvation. That still didn't allow them to build a promise. So that's why people can't understand that Yahuwah is going to come along. He's still going to give you people something. He's just not going to give them no eternal inheritance. That's why he separated them. See what he did? He sat down and did judgment with them. And judgment came up. He gave them their portion, their part, and he appointed them separated away from him. And that's what we try to make sure don't happen to us, to make sure we get this thing right. But in order for us to get along, Cal-E, we have to be willing to suffer something. That's why we're going through and trying to learn this, trying to consider why these things happen to us, okay? All right, let's look at some real quick. See if that is 17, 5, 17, no, backwards. 15, 11, the book of Mark. Let's look at something. Mark chapter 15. See verse 11, see what I want. Listen.
But the Rosh Kohanim moved the arm that he should rather release Bar Abba unto them.
Bar
And
Abba, born of the Father.
And
Come
Pelotus answered and said again unto them, What will ye then that I shall do unto him whom ye call the Malach of the Yahudim? And they sigh Sayak out again, crucify him.
Yes.
Then Pelotus said unto them, Why? What Rosha hath he done? And they Sayak out the more, exceedingly crucify him. And so Pelotus, willing to content the arm, released Bar-Abba unto them, and delivered Yahushua when he had scourged him to be crucified.
So now, what are we looking at happens? Based off of what Pelotus said, based off what happened and him being scourged, what do we kind of start putting together in our mind? So what I'm looking for, hands? What you got? What happened? Talking about the scum. What you gonna say about it? He said last night talking about the scum. What you gonna say? Huh? Who? The pathway he taking? Not really. What you gonna think, Bishop? He's the one approved by Elohim? No, I don't think I look at that one yet. What I would look at based off of let's look at 14 again. That's why we started now. Okay. 13. Let's say But they again cried out, crucify who him? And Pilate said to them, why? Why? What's the rationale behind this? What Rosha had he, what did he do wrong? Nothing. Exactly. But they cried out the more, crucify him. So we learned that even if you do right, it don't mean that bad things won't happen. The other thing, this is what you look at. We look at doing right, so if we do right, no evil should happen to us. You don't realize a lot of times that don't mean you can be right and approved in Elohim's eyes and other people even agree to your Sadiq, your righteousness. It don't mean that things still won't happen. But so there's some other things we're going to have to consider. Let's see what happens. And so Pelotus,
willing to content the arm,
to satisfy the people. In order to satisfy the people, what did he do?
released Bar-Abba unto them,
Born of the Father and
delivered Yahushua when he had scourged him to be crucified.
can we see what scourged is? Should be, I think there's whip, maybe chastise. See, a lot of times people got I think they got the wrong ideal about this way, because you think that you're getting away, you're not have to worry about that. The thing you can have to your consolation is the fact that I ain't being beat because I did something wrong. The book said if you be buffeted for your fault, he asks you, what reward is that? Come ask you, what reward is that? Oh, I took mine like a man. I ain't trying to be telling on them lies like y'all be doing. I just came clean. You know, I took mine. Because I'm like that. That's how I been. The book asks you, what reward you got for that? Then you got beat for what you did then. So ain't no reward because you came up and you stepped and you got beat and you got caught. You shouldn't have been doing it. But his situation was different than your situation. The man clearly told you the man hadn't done nothing. Why? It don't even make, he kept asking because it don't even make sense. It's not even practical to do this. But let's see. Let's see. What we look at the first one, a whip used as an instrument of punishment. A person or thing that causes great trouble or suffering. So we'll look at a whip. What, y'all saw something else? Whip someone as a punishment. Cause great suffering to. Y'all got it? A person or thing causes whip someone as a punishment. That's what he did to him. He whipped him as a punishment. Okay? All right, come back over. So Pelotus, being willing to satisfy the arm, released to them, born of the Father, and delivered up Yahushua when he had whipped him as a punishment to be crucified. On top of the fact you get killed, then you got to get a whipping. So what we learn? Got it. What you gonna say? Chasing. He said it to his son. That's what we're trying to get y'all to look at. That showed also that Elohim had accepted him too. because it showed if you without chastisement. Isn't that right? He also realized that Yahuwah give you chastisement. In the 12th chapter of the book of Abarim, they call Hebrews. He told you what son is it that the Abba chasteneth not. Why y'all think he kept putting Yasharal in a different thing? Although we were all wrong, it was still a sign of chastening. But see, for him, it was chastening, and he hadn't even done nothing. None of us, how many of us have been whipped for not doing nothing? How many were whipped and we didn't do nothing? You did it. How many times that happened? That's right. Don't be too many. How many? One. Ain't gonna be many. Ain't gonna be many. It'd be like the police told me one time I was speeding. He had got me to speeding. I told him, and I wasn't speeding. I was not. I was not speeding. I told him no, I was not speeding. I said, I know. I said, I seen you before you came here. I said, I was not speeding. I said, I moved out of where another car was speeding. I said, and that's how you got. He said, you weren't speeding. I said, no. He said, you speeded before? I said, what? I said, yeah. He said, wait for that time.
That's cold-blooded.
That thing. That was a hard kick. That was a hard kick. Cause I stuck myself. I was gonna say no, I ain't never speeding. I knew he was gonna be like, I know you lying. I said, no, come clean. I told him, yeah, I have. He said, for that time. That thing hurt it so bad. That thing hurt it. So 9 times out of 10, y'all got whooped for nothing. That's for that other time you didn't get whooped. Yeah. Did y'all get some time y'all didn't get whooped for something? Yep. See what I'm saying? That was for that time. But, you know, typically, in saying that with everybody, so what did that teach us? Most of the time, we've all been whipped. Majority of the time, 98% of the time, 105% of the time. It's been because what? We've done wrong. This man was chasing and hadn't done nothing wrong. So you see why he come and beats us out on so many ends? All our complaint is about getting whipped, but it's been because of what we've done. This man got whipped, and he didn't complain about it. And he done nothing. Even for those saying, it don't make sense. It makes no sense for this man to be whipped. He hadn't done nothing. And still he was chasing. Get on one of y'all for something you done. You finna cry and quit. You finna call, crawl, cry, quit, mumble and grumble. And still won't be saved though. And don't forget that, and want to be saved. Yahushua got whipped for something he didn't even do. I never said a mumbling word. That's where we at. That's where he at. Now, how much transform you? So you think about this. The hard part about grasping him and what he did was he had to look at, I got to come through and live better than you live. I got to take stuff for something I done nothing. You won't even take nothing for stuff you done. The average of y'all, you're not taking no correction for nothing you done wrong. You gonna lie and squirm your way out of it. You gonna cry your way out of it. That man went through and never said a mumbling word about it because he knew who he was approved by. I'm trying to get this man approval. They had a better understanding we did the way he was able to do it. That's why we're trying to get an understanding. So we can understand exactly what this man trying to get, what he's trying to get us to illustrate, what he's trying to get us to demonstrate, what he's trying to get us to live, because we're trying to encompass salvation. And you can't get it when you're ignorant. Whether y'all believe it or not, not having understanding is worthy of death. According to Romans, the 1st chapter, about the 29th verse, I think it is, he said these people are worthy of death. If you don't have no understanding, if you don't have the ability to understand, the book says you are worthy of death. You are the same equivalent as a homosexual, as a transsexual, transgender, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, everybody run to Roman, all they start running to it, 123, talking about these people want to retain him here knowledge. But he said if you're implacable, you hard to be appeased. I got several of them in here, hard to be appeased. I watch y'all. The book says you worthy of death. I don't know why. That's why he said a little that a righteous man have it more than all the treasure of the wicked. I'm be honest with y'all. A lot of folks didn't know. Did y'all know? Let's go through and look at it right quick. How about that? Let's look at what cause we look at the system. Let's just make sure. Let's make sure that we ain't some kind of spiritual system. That's being honest. You don't know, because everybody running Roman 120. They run the Roman 121, run down through that, and come out after they get through with the system. Let's make sure we're not guilty of none of this stuff. Cause we do a lot of stuff. I watch some of y'all complain. Nothing don't satisfy, ain't happy with nothing. I'm telling you, watch out, them bad spirits now. Shaul said he done learn to be content. Hungry or full. Makes sense though, don't it? We're getting 121. That's where they want to start their sissy journey. Let's get them sissies, them daggers. You in here too. Let's see what the error was. Come on.
Because that, when they knew Elohim, they pa'ar him not as Elohim,
That's right. They didn't glorify him as Elohim.
neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination.
So they became vain in their thoughts. And
Their foolish law was kashak,
that's right, start being darkened. Come on.
professing themselves to be wise,
What did they do?
became fools,
Well, listen.
and changed the kabod of the uncorruptible Elohim,
Into what?
an image made like to corruptible Ish,
And
to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things.
see that? That makes sense. Look what he said did it too. Listen to that, and listen on for a minute. And they changed the kabod, the glory of the incorruptible Elohim, into the likeness, which is similar or just into the like or resemblance of the image of a corruptible man, and birds and a four-footed beast and creeping things. Hands. What we looking at? Watch this. Somebody's hand don't work. All right. Hold on for a minute. Did he do that for real, Leon? Chris. That man raised his hand for peace sake. Chris, you have an answer, you just want to be in the number. You don't want to be wrong. All right, and I got a bishop and I got an op. Now this is an apostle. Apostle bishop. Oh, he's saying get him. Well, he had a hand up first, then he came. He said, can't have that. So you raise your hand to tell me Canada had his hand up first. No, do you have the answer? You got a answer. The answer. Y'all want to get there? Who y'all want to go with? Dexter. Dexter going to get it wrong. Uh-oh, that's tight. Let's say, all right, Dexter, you going to get it right? All right, tell me what y'all here before I hit the bishop. Tell me. All right, well. You got an answer, Bishop? All right, come on. Give him a hand clap. The calf. I don't know what they're talking about. How about y'all two got the same answer? I don't know what y'all talking about. Why y'all didn't think about, he had a hand up first. All right, he had him. What you gonna say? I was thinking Nebuchadnezzar. Why would y'all think about it? His hair was like the bird's feathers. And he was on it all fours like a beast. He took him down. Hold y'all, let's see that. Y'all went way out there. Let's look at it right quick. 4th chapter book of Daniel. Yeah. That's amazing all these answers pop up now. Whoa, that's my answer. If folks in here be looking, they be sitting there like, they be spying answer. Yeah, let's see. But it got to make sense. Because he's going, why would you talk about it? All right, let's see something. Hold on. Daniel, they call it Daniel, which means judge of Elohim. Elohim is judge. Should be 4, probably 14 go down. Could tell the story more than one time. Let's see, 14. Daniel. Look for about 14 to read down. Hold on, 4, 5? It's gonna be 5. I thought it was 4, 5. It's 4. It's gonna go down. 3 come down. 11 started talking about. Let's see. 11. Listen. We'll jump now. Let's see what he told him first.
The ox grew and was strong, and the height thereof reached unto Shamayim, and the sight thereof to the end of all the arats. The leaves thereof were fair, and the pari thereof much, and in it was meat for all. The beasts of the field had shadow under it, and the fowls of Shamayim dwelt in the boughs thereof, and all Basar was fed of it. I saw in the kazoon of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and a Kadash one came down from Shamayim. He sighed aloud and said, Thus hew down the ox, and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves, and scatter his pari. Let the beast get away from under it, and the fowls from his branches. Nevertheless, leave
Hold
the
on,
stump.
Stop for a second. What y'all find, we start talking about too, come into correlation to now. In the beginning, we're talking about Yahushua. When they took his clothes off from him too. They shook his leaves off. His fruit, his shalakim, them all got away from him. Everybody went separate from him. Everybody was with him when he had stuff. Even in the 5th chapter, the 25th verse, I think we read it last night, Yahushua, he was talking about how they came, they were seeking. He was on the other side of the yam. He told them that you sought me because you ate the fishes and the loaves, not because you saw the miracles. He told them to labor for the meat that don't perish. Because the people were following him. That's the same thing why the people were under the shadow of Nebuchadnezzar, why they set up under the shadow of the tree, because the tree had fruit. Its branches were stretched out so far, it was shade and shelter for so many. And some even lodged in the inside the bar. You seen birds, they'll cut, they'll woodpeckers will poke a hole, put a hole in the tree, and they'll live on the inside of it. He saw all this happened. Then he saw a Kodash one came and told him, hewn it down. Y'all didn't know why the Pharisees them came and told Pelotus that they had to get Yahushua down. Because the Kodash one of Shamim told them to hewn down the tree. Cut the tree down. Your book told you what curse everybody that hung on the tree. That's why I had to take it down, cut him down, get it down. Look, I just want y'all to just understand that. So they want to do is shake off his leaves, which will leave the tree what?
Naked.
That's why they took Yahushua's clothes off. So the people that were watching him were also paying attention to how much he bear a similarity to this. How his fruit scattered. Okay, come on. We were talking about something, I just want y'all to catch it. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots in the arats, even with the band of iron and brass in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of Shamayim, and let his portion be with the beast in the grass of the arats.
Listen, let his portion be with the beast in the grass. Listen.
Let his lob be changed from Ish, and let a beast lob be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the debar of the Kodash one, to the intent that the Kai may know that the Most High ruleth in the Malkuth of Anashim, and give it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basset of Anashim.
The basis, the lowest.
Basis of Anashim.
Come on.
This Kalamuth I, Malak Nebuchadnezzar, have seen. Now thou, O Belteshazzar, declare the interpretation thereof, for as much as all the wise Anashim of my Malkuth are not able to make known unto me the interpretation, but thou art able, for the Ruach of the Kodash Elohim is in thee.
Listen.
Then Daniel, whose Shem was Belteshazzar, was Mashiach, astonished.
Wait. They moved back up the first verse. They're trying to catch where you at, I think. Trying to get to 16. Well, that where we at? And then where we at? Verse 19 now?
19.
Okay.
Then Daniel, whose Shem was Belteshazzar, was astonished for 1 hour, and his thoughts troubled him. The Malak spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the Malakut of the interpretation thereof trouble thee. Belteshazzar answered and said, My Adon, the dream by be to them that hate thee, in the interpretation thereof of thine enemies. The ox that thou sawest, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the Shamayim, and the sight thereof to all the arats, whose leaves were fair, and the pari thereof much, and in it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, and upon whose branches the fowls of Shamayim had their habitation. It is thou, O Malak, that art grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown and reaches unto Shamayim, and thy dominion to the end of the arats.
See that? Listen.
And whereas the Malak saw a watcher and a Kadash one coming down from Shamayim, and saying, hew the ox down, and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the roots thereof in the arats, even with a band of iron and brass, in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of Shamayim, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 times pass over him. This is the interpretation, O Malak, and this is the decree of the Most High, which is come upon my Adon the Malak, that they shall drive thee from Anashim, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field.
Wow.
And they shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and they shall wet thee with the dew of Shamayim, and 7 times shall pass over thee, till thou know that the Most High ruleth in the Malkuth of Shamayim, and give it to whomsoever he will. And whereas they commanded to leave the stump of the ox roots, thy Malkuth shall be sure unto thee, after that thou shalt have known that the Shamayim do rule. Wherefore, O Malak, let my counsel be acceptable unto thee, and break off thy Kataim by Sadiq, and thine iniquities by shewing Rakam to the poor, if it may be a lengthening of thy tranquility. All this came upon the Malak Nebuchadnezzar at the end of the 12 Yarik. He walked in the palace of the Malkuth of Babylon. The Malak spake and said, is not this great Babylon that I have...
Stop. What verse y'all at? Yeah, y'all jumped over. We're at verse 30? Okay. Woo, y'all went back to 20. All right, come on.
The Malak spake and said, is not this great Babylon that I have built for the beth of the Malkuth by the might of my power and for the honor of my majesty? While the debar was in the Malak's mouth, there fell a call from Shamayim, saying, O Malak Nebuchadnezzar, to thee it is spoken, the Malkuth is departed from thee. And they shall drive thee from Anashim, and dwell, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the Malkuth of Anashim, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. The same hour was the thing fulfilled upon Nebuchadnezzar, and he was driven from Anashim, and did eat grass as oxen, and his basar was wet with the dew of Shamayim, till his hairs were grown like eagle's feathers.
Hold on for a minute. Till his what?
Hairs were grown like eagle's feathers, and his nails like birds' claws.
Hold on, stop. They said until his hair was grown like lion's hair. They put eagle feathers here. Here they put lion's hair. His nails were as birds. They said bird's claw. Okay? Hello? That's a little different. The Greeks recorded his hair was going to grow like lion, which makes sense. Like he had a mane. His hair grew out versus eagle feathers. That both of them recorded. They put the lion's hair, which means his hair grew out like it was a mane. Now, we'll go back and look at something. Go back over to Romans, the 1st chapter. I went a little longer, but I wanted y'all to see something, why it makes sense. So everything in 1 and 21. Please, listen.
Because that, when they knew Elohim,
They did what?
they par him not as Elohim,
Or,
neither were Hadu, but became vain in their imagination,
in their thoughts. And what happened?
and their foolish law was Kashak,
Listen.
professing themselves to be wise,
What did they do?
became fools,
Became fool, listen.
and changed the kabod of the uncorruptible Elohim,
Into what?
an image made like to corruptible Ish,
And what else?
and to birds,
And,
4-footed beasts,
and,
creeping things.
that makes sense to you. Because he sat down and he knew Elohim, but you don't remember he said he built that. He said, I built that. That's mine. All this I got myself. He knew Elohim, but he tried to be smart and said what he did. And what he built, professing to be wise, he became a fool. Yes? What you say? You fighting for the calf? Are you fighting for the calf? Care that sound familiar? He said he ain't fight. He's on just asking. He fighting for the calf. That's just saying some kind of way. I thought he was gonna ask me something about Nebuchadnezzar. He said, could that be when they were talking about the calf, brother? That is really far off. Cause you gotta remember, he's talking about them changing into the corruptible. I know you saying you're looking at four-footed beasts and everything. We're looking at professing to be wise. They didn't profess themselves to be wise when they did. They just didn't know what happened to Mushah. With this, Nebuchadnezzar clearly knew Elohim had put him in that position, gave him that. He knew this. And yet he came around and he said, looking at what he built and what he did. Professing himself to be wise, he became a fool. He started telling you the same thing, letting he's going to take him down. And they had changed the glory of the uncorruptible Elohim into that like the four-footed beast. What did he do to him? He changed his kabod and made it, he said, I give you a heart of a beast. I make you go on all fours. I make you sound your hair grow out like a lion. That's what you look at because you tried to be smart. You thought you were smarter than me. So I took what you had and I took it from you and I stripped you down. And I give it to whom I will. That's what to teach us. We learn. He told him, he said, the kazoo you saw, said it wasn't for you, it's for the people that hate you. They waiting on this. They waiting on your fall. And there people waiting on us to fall too. That's why we got to be smart. And you notice, did he have an out? That's tight. He clearly told. See, Yahuwah don't work like man, like folk get. They don't give credit to him. Y'all didn't pay attention. Then y'all clearly told that man. Told the man to repent. Said maybe Yahuwah give you length. Give you length of days. He always come along and try to, Yahuwah always been recalled. I don't know why people try to act like he just started that. When Mushah claimed his name, he proclaimed his name, he said he was long-suffering. When Yahuwah passed by and proclaimed the Shem, he proclaimed this Shem to Mushah. Mushah proclaimed that Yahuwah, he told him, he said he's long-suffering. Don't let these folk make no fool out of you. That man forgive folks through Tuladah. Unto 1,000 of these people. That man been Tuladah. Look how that man came down and forgave us. Long-suffering. Long-suffering. Man, wait on 10 Tuladah to get through before he'll come along and let it reestablish. Through all of that, I let it go. I let somebody come in their 10th Tuladah. He said, I want to take him now. 1 through 9 ain't getting in. I take 10. Man, just sat back and wait. He got to let it go that long to get 10. How long do you think it take long to get 10 Tuladah if you started right now? Man, sit around and wait on the 10th just to come back to reestablish. All right. So come on, finish this up so I can get them finished before they go to sleep. Before they start about that calf. I didn't know what you were going to ask me. How many of y'all were wondering what he finna ask me? I said, where did he said, the calf. Now, he all right, listen.
Wherefore, Elohim also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own law, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
See that? He said, I gave him up. So that was the desire of their law, and I let them have it. Go ahead.
Who changed the Amat of Elohim into a Kazah, and Shakah and served the creature more than the Creator, who is Baraka, Olam, Aman.
Listen, it's our benefit.
For this cause Elohim gave them up unto vile affections, for even their Nashim did change the natural use into that which is against nature.
See that? Y'all not telling them, take just your lips and bite your own hard as y'all can. Bite it off. Bite it. Rip the meat. That's all women doing, wasting time. They're wasting, ain't a tooth in it. You can't bite that with your lips. Stop it. I'm talking about these home women. It ain't gonna work. Just stop it. I said it doesn't change. He said it change the natural use. It goes against nature. Isn't that right? If you're gonna dig in the ground, you can't use no lips. You gotta use a staff.
That's right.
That's the truth, though. He gave a spear. You're gonna thrust in your spear. You gotta get something that can penetrate, that can pierce through the ground. And that's the way he set up. That's even for nature. Hello? That's the way he set it up. Come on.
And likewise also the Anashim, leaving the natural use of the Ashah, burned in their lust one toward another.
Pastor need to be beat.
Anashim with Anashim, working that which is unseemly,
Filthy. Come on.
and receiving in themselves
AIDS
that,
and monkeypox.
that recompense of their error, which was meat.
So they folk realize the AIDS and the AIDS and the monkeypox. I don't know why they folk run around and want to do. Yahushua said they receded in themselves. Where they get AIDS at? On the outside, they get it right in themselves. Monkeypox and AIDS. He said receive it right in themselves. You get it. That's your reward. That's what you word. What else you supposed to get? All right, and Yahuwah leave it there for a reason. They keep trying to cure it because that's how they think they keep covering up. Leave it there. Let people see it. They look at you, they see a man and woman sitting there and they ain't got it, and you sitting there, y'all two bastard sisters sitting there bumped all up right there. Everybody know. So that's what you get for your shame. That's your shame. I don't know what people, that's your shame. I mean, people don't, what do people want? Something had to go for your shame. You know what they'll do? They'll let a person get incarcerated. They'll mess up their record. They can't ever get a job. They can't vote, can't do good. Cause they gonna look, that's supposed to be for their shame. Well, these sisters need one. They'll put a bracelet on these folk. They can be tracked. That's for your shame. Let people know you're a criminal. Then let these folk know, let people know you're a criminal. That's why you have it, because you are a criminal. Now, the heterosexual people, they want to make love to them. They want to keep them. They want to have them. They want to try to be fair and try to do. Ain't about being fair. Yahuwah already been fair. Every opportunity they get, the same opportunity we get. I don't know why people try to make it look, when his punishment seems drastic, it's drastic for everybody. It's punishment. These are choices you make. When you learn and you know you can't do that, we have to strongly encourage you can't do that, and I'm not going to support you to do it. I ain't going to do it. Bottom line, I ain't going to do it. You're not helping them. Homosexuals need love. What they doing, they bang each other in the butt. That's hate. They don't need no love. They need to stop hating. Stop it. They ain't about how they need love. They don't need no love. Now stop it. Don't go putting that stuff like everybody need to get them and hug them, make them feel better. They already got enough of that with each other. That's not going to change. That won't change. You have to hold a strong stance on, I'm not consenting with it. I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not supporting you in it. That's bottom line. Now you monkey park out, going on. We're going to catch. Listen, when a person got leprosy, when folk went hugged them? Why were you giving leprosy? It was a show, and the leprosy was the show. He put on the outside so people could see that you had gone against Elohim. And nobody would have touched none of your stuff. You was an outcast when you got leprosy. I don't know why these folks get it like this something new. Leprosy was a disease so folk could see it. It was in your hair. You had to go see the Kohan. The Kohan looked and said, boy, you done got that damn monkey paw. That's right. You both look at him and told him. Only the Kohan could pronounce you clean. Why you think he let Daniel tell Nebuchadnezzar about what was happening with him? What was his name? He was a judge of Elohim. He had to tell him. Who else was going to do it? That's all he tried to come along with. I'm a judge of Elohim. What you think I was going to tell you? I'm going to tell you this is the sentence he done gave you. This is what Yahuwah getting ready to do to you. But you see what he was able to do? He still tried to get him recall. Try to tell him, repent. That Yahuwah might prolong what he going to do to you. But like y'all don't, just like him, allow y'all to keep messing around. Come on, filth and receiving in themselves a recompense which was due their error. Come on.
And even as they did not like to retain Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim gave them over to a reprobate mind.
It was a reprobate, it was a worthless mind. Isn't that right? Let's look at reprobate, not probate. Reprobate. Unprincipled person, often used humorously or affectionately. A sinner. A sinner who is not of the elect and is predestined to damnation. So that's what Yahuwah looked at. He put them over. So you got a reprobate mind. We got a worthless mind. So basically, they put it's archaic now, a sinner who is not of the elect and is predestined to damnation. So that's where he put homosexuals at. Now, how you helping them by coaching them in it and supporting them? If Yahuwah done gave you a reprobate mind, where you at? You can't be saved. That's bad. That should scare people to leave it alone. We hadn't helped these people by lying to them, by trying to support her instead of telling these folks the truth and the con. No, I don't support you. I'm not gonna help you do it. That's not right. Because the man he done get. That's why he say he gave you up, man. I'll put you over somewhere where you predestinated to damnation. People need to know that so you can make a choice. They need to make a choice. Where you going? It's not healthy. What you're doing hurting you. It's not doing anything for you. You just doing more damage. I ain't seen a healthy homosexual yet. That started out of it beat. I'm telling you, everyone you see, it just beat them up. They put all the man. They'll try to put that man. You saw the razor bump shooting out the man. It don't work. You start looking, you locked there, you go, you like, you sick? I ain't wrong with me. Eyes all bucked out. Look at you can't do it. And he determined to do it and make it look bad. They'll start out looking pretty good. Man, that thing will beat you up, man. A woman just ain't made to have no bojine on her lip. Hey, man, a man ain't made to have no pickle in his behind. It just ain't for you. Just don't even try. Don't even do it. It's going to go sour. Don't do it. Repent. Repent. So I'm going to go back over. Let's finish up the other thing right quick. I'm going to get ready to let y'all go. Yahuwah willing. Let's look what else he got. All right, come on. Then we look at, hold on. And as they like not to have Elohim in their knowledge, Elohim delivered them up to a reprobate sense to do those things which are not
Convenient.
Man, it is not convenient. No man owe me booty hole up and have no pickle in now. There's no way in the world. You ain't got no time to have no man pickle in your behind.
Right.
Listen what he said. Being filled
With all unrighteousness,
in your booty. Come on.
fornication,
they
zanu, rosha, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers.
Ooh, they got him. Let them see what whispers is. I know they're thinking, you know, church, people don't know why, people don't know why they get on you for whispering in church. This is the reason why. Because they didn't know what the definition was. They heard whisper, yeah, you mean, every time, don't do that. Sin to do that. You're supposed to be whispering. Some of them don't. They'll watch their folk look at you funny. Some old folk look at you funny. You've been there whispering. Because the book, it's unrighteousness. Whispers, they don't know what it means. Whispers. Now this gives you a person that whispers. That's not it. A person skilled in taming or training a specific kind of animal. That's going to get you to go to hell because you know how to train different kind of animals. Let's go back and look at the if model. We'll probably look this up and see what the word they actually were running. A person who spreads gossip or rumors, whispers. I didn't look at this. Y'all like, I know it wasn't whisper. Let's see what the early intent was. That's an 8. There's 2 P's. There's 2 P's. Whisper. Well, whisper. Yeah, got to do whisperers to get the root of it, because whisperer is going to probably be different. Speak very softly, murmur. No. Oh, got my old blood pressure jumping up. We'll probably do whisperers. I'll drop one of them ERs. I'll put S. I'm just going to go whisper. Don't give me whisper. Whisperers is 2 P's. 1, E-R-S. They're going to root it on. To whisper, pie, no whistle. No. Sense from whisper, whispering, also word. Now obsolete was a whisper. Okay, this has helped me absolutely not. A slanderer. Y'all got that? Rumors, slanderers. Okay? So these are words people don't use like that. Nobody call it whispering. You talking about whispering, that's just low, like I said, to make a sound or different thing, but that just go back into slandering or goes back into rumors. So all these people he talked about doing, that's why even it came down in the 13th chapter, when he talked about people trying to get you or persuade you off in the book of Allah Dabarim, they call Deuteronomy. He told you if you know the thing and if you've inquired diligently about it. See, all our stuff was always about making sure you know. You couldn't just do that. That's why we had witnesses to keep you away from it. So you can see our book has always played a part. It will be against something like that. Because you slandering somebody, you're supposed to know whether the thing was true. Y'all got it? That's how our book has always worked that way. And we brought you had to examine it and make sure that the thing was what it was. Okay? Malignity. Let's look up malignity. Google might fix it. Malice, ill will, spite, what's that? Malevolence? I ain't never used that in a sentence. Ill will, spite, malignity, what's that? Spleen, grudge, mean the desire to see another, experience pain, injury, or distress. Y'all got that? Ill will, spite. That stuff we have doing, people holding grudges. A lot of stuff like that, we have grudges moving into hate. All this stuff we're trying to make sure we don't come up with ourselves. Hello? I'm just telling you, a lot of, listen, now you can look at these sisters all you want to and these homosexual, you better make sure you ain't guilty. When you're going at other people, you better make sure you clear on where you're supposed to be. Now, in front of the English definition, no doubt we go back and look at our words, there's a little difference in it, but just looking from the basis of where we at, we got to make sure that's something that we're not doing. We don't have ill will toward one another. Y'all got it? Yahushua told about you admire Talmudim if you have a hard one for another. So you couldn't possibly have malignity if you're supposed to be one of his Talmudim because you're supposed to have a heart toward one another. Y'all got it? All right, come on. What else we got? Deceit. They already know what deceit is. Don't y'all know what deceit is? They're going to fall up under deceiving, to try to trick somebody out of something or manipulate somebody out of something. Deceit. Are y'all good with that? Y'all need to look at it. Contention. That's when you ain't paying attention. You con people trying to act like you're paying attention. You're supposed to be paying attention, but you contention. You're trying to con people like you're paying attention. Look up contention. Gonna probably put you under strife. What you gonna say? Arguing, yeah, strife. Heated disagreement. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. An assertion, especially one maintained in an argument. Well, this right here, I don't know if we're going to be able to kind of take their word on that one. Because they're going to be tight. They're going to be tight. Because, you know, Shaul and Barnabas, they actually had, they said a contention was so hard between them that they separated. It's about Yahushua and Mark. They called John Mark because he had left the work. And when they got ready to go back to see all the Akim in every city, Barnabas wanted to take with him Yahushua and Mark. Shaul said, no, he can't go with me. And they had it out pretty harsh. And that's how he wound up getting with Silas. And Barnabas took with him Yahushua and Mark, whom later, by Titus' letters, he wound up telling him that only Oriel was with him. He told him to bring the parchments. Y'all know what parchments are? Y'all taught that? Animal skins dry for writing. He said, also bring John Mark with you. He said, he profitable for me for the ministry. So he came back and later on, he said, well, profitable. At the first, he looked at it, no. I want to take him because he left the work. He thought it good not to take him because he left. So the book said that the contention was so hard. So we look at that, these are things that we have to be mindful of, that we don't let stuff come in between us that we get here. 'Cause I want to be right on what I'm doing. All right? Or an assertion, especially one maintaining an argument that you so going into something that you won't change. I don't know if I take heated disagreement off the rip for it. I think I look at more of a person taking assertion and they won't change from what they maintaining. So look it up and let's find out where it came from. We're going to make you the pastor of etymology. So you're going to be pastormology. Strife, dissension, quarreling. Okay, well, it go back the same way. The record from the Latin, contentionum. A vigorous struggling, a contest, a fight. See, that's different. So looking at a fight, I go in there looking at it, say violent effort to obtain something. So this will make more sense, because just the arguing part is not going to make sense, because you can have disagreements. They could be in it, but we're talking about they get down to being a fight and they get down to being violence involved. So we want to make sure we kind of understand. It's going to be bad if we have a disagreement, now we're going to hell. A Sheol. So you can disagree, so I believe you keep an assertion towards something and you won't change and you know the truth, that becomes dangerous. That's for anybody. Always leave room where you can change. Anybody. If you're wrong, leave room. Don't go at something to where I'm so far at it, there's no way I can come out of it. I can't even apologize because I'm so far in it. Leave room where you can always change. That makes sense to y'all what I'm saying? Just leave room that if I'm wrong, I can change now. Because sometimes you can put so much out, you can't pull that back. Now you got to stay out there. Y'all got it? Okay, leave room. That makes sense? Okay. Let's go back and let's finish up.
Backbiters, haters of Elohim, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of Rosh things, disobedient to parents.
Listen.
Without understanding.
Uh-oh. They put foolish, but he said without understanding. They put foolish, dissolute. Let's see what a dissolute is. Without affection. See, some of the word they put, the Latin don't even record it the same way. Because dissolution can be like, if you got that solution, or you can get dissolution. If you think about it, I mean, that makes sense. Ain't that right? You can get this or you can get that. You can get a this or you can get that. I said dissolute is lax in morals, licentious. That's something. I never, when y'all heard someone call you a dissolute? See, now you know what it is, somebody call you one. I mean, you're too lax in your morals. Ain't that something? See, these words, we don't even use stuff like that, talk like that. That old English stuff, you know what? That's how it is. And that's what happens, like with homosexuality, a lot of this stuff we do, we be too lax with it. You be like, you have some moral, but you're too lax. Your rules too lax. You let too much go on. That's what everybody got to start keeping a standard saying, this is how we got to do things. Y'all know that. That being honest, if that word be right translated, well, I'm sure it's a little different now, but people tend to do that. Okay? It's a Latin word, loose, disconnected. Okay, that's what the Latin looked at. You too disconnected, you too loose. What else? From Latin, dissolute, disconnect, loose. From the verb, dissolute verb. Okay, I want that Gerald verb. Dissolute verb, Gerald verb, Ed verb. Y'all think? All right, I can't do it so much. All right, come on. They got without affection. They put covenant breaker. See, now they got stuff in here I don't know. Without natural affection, without affection. They say without natural affection, without fidelity. No. It's going to be fidelity. It's going to be somebody you can trust, faithful. Implacable, he put him, which is somebody hard to please, without mercy. So the implacable part I don't see from here. Based off in here, implacable is not here. Implacable should be hard to appease. Let me see that. I got members in here like that. How many of y'all hard to please? So I'm going to tell the truth. Yep, there's some liars in here. Let me try to see him. Well, y'all terrible. They don't even know what it is. Unable to placate. Know what that is? When you can't put the placate together, you bad. When you can't get it, when you can't put that placate together, you done. He is an implacable enemy of Ted. He was an implacable, relentless, unstoppable. That's different what I know. They'll change that too. The going to stroll up, what did Latin say? I don't know how it's going to be a Latin word, and the English render it, and they didn't even render it. The translator didn't even render it for the Latin. Implacablest. Implacable, English. Implacablest from in not. Placable. I don't know about y'all, but I'm just as lost as I was before. That didn't help me absolutely none, and that's usually not me. I want to apologize first. If I said, do anybody understand that better? I have no idea. So we got to look at placable. Who? Yeah, we're going somewhere, huh? Not placable, not capable of being appeased. That's what I said. But you took us all the way around the world. I don't know what you were talking about. So that's what it is. Not capable of being appeased and change, significantly change, mitigated. All right, I'm getting ready to let y'all go. But let me say this. At the close, what we got to do, we're going to make some changes. We got to start looking at doing some stuff differently for the benefit of our soul. I know it's long, drawn out in a sense. And it's only long, drawn out because we condensed it for ourselves or convinced ourselves we were okay with just surface serving. Just getting, and we didn't realize how much stuff really rooted. There's a lot of stuff rooted that we need to look at. Just like looking up the Abri words, all these things come from root words that actually created the other words, and it's important to go back to know the roots. We got to get to the root of the problem with us. From a health situation, most of all for our salvation. Really looking at what is he trying to nail home, trying to drive in us to get so we can get there. I think all of us, I have fears. I have phobias. We have to admit that, because it is. I mean, you trust him, but then you kind of got to just make sure you cover yourself. And that's dangerous. Did anybody understand what I said? We trust him, but we kind of make sure we cover ourselves just in case. And that can become dangerous because then it can hamper how you really believe in him and what you're trying to receive. Because I think with all of us, let me borrow for a second and do something. Spirit man, please don't let me fall, okay? I'm just going to kind of fall back, all right? But this is, I just couldn't take a chance on, I'm going back. I got some confidence in him. I just don't want to make the mistake of fully putting everything in him, and I want to follow when I should have braced myself. And when saying that, we good. You know. Oh, okay. But no. When I use it, I want to do two things I want to do. I want to demonstrate a lot of times, this for me, we do that with Elohim. We're not just trusting totally and complete saying, just let everything go. There are some things we kind of look at we having to keep for like a security. Like people say, don't spend all your money. Why? You don't know what might happen. You might need it. And sometimes we might be keeping parts of ourselves because we got the saving plan mentality of serving Elohim. You got to kind of just have something to make sure. What if something don't happen the way it said? What if something goes wrong? What if you wind up getting out? What if you wind up getting, and that can be there. That's something we don't like to discuss. That's something we don't like to come to the realization of, but we got to if we're going to get better, because we have to fully have confidence in him. Fully having confidence in him is no matter what, I'm going to give you my all. Y'all got it? All of my confidence, regardless of how the world sees it, no matter how the world does it, I just got to give you my all. That this is how I'm going to serve you. And I don't want to have something that he come back and he say, okay, you've done this, you did this, you did this. Then he say, the old, they call it a favorite statement, but I got a few things suffered against you. I got a few things suffered against you. Because you let, because you didn't fully trust me. And what we're trying to get people to do, we got to do. I want people to trust this man for everything. Then I had to be tested. I got to be tested on going through looking at, do you really trust me for everything? Or you think I do like certain things? And then there's some stuff, it ain't my working. You know what I'm saying? Just like Nebuchadnezzar. We can all be guilty of being a little Nebuchadnezzar. Because we all feel like if you don't work, you done something. Come on. Didn't you work? How many of y'all work for stuff y'all got? Or go to work for what you got? So you ain't done nothing? But then we don't consider, he still gives me the ability to do that. He gives me the ability, whether it's success or it's failure. Even if I get up and I go, he gives me to put my hands to. And I don't want to be negligent in, if I've said that in my speech, if I've put that out of my behavior, I want to take that back because he took a man down and show him something. I take it. I take the base of it. I take a man who ain't got nothing. I put him up, and I take you down. Please don't get me twisted. And I don't want me first. And I don't want us to have that mindset. Realize Yahuwah give us to do, and Yahuwah stop us. Everything we got, the only reason we've been surviving. There's people out here ain't making it. There's people out here with a gun in their head and they finna kill themselves. There's people have done it. There's people jumping off bridges. They don't see it. I ain't but one person give you the sanctity in the mind to keep going. There's people, man, it's no way. They sit down and think about it, look at it. It don't even make sense to keep living. Logically, let me tell you something. Really logically, it really don't make no sense to keep living. Logically, it don't. You can tell yourself it really don't. Whole world ending. This thing folding. They can't show you a news story without, they don't even show people all the storms, the floods. Pakistan right now is begging the United Nations to come and help them. Do y'all know they're flooded out? Yeah. It's flooded so bad. You know when a country beg for the United Nations, typically you just claim national disaster, the FEMA step in. How bad your flood got to be that you asking the United Nations to come in? And they next door and border to who? Afghanistan. The flooding is going over in Afghanistan. Yahuwah wiping these places. Yahuwah is wiping. And you know what? They ain't going to show you because they know you're going to panic. You're going to panic and you're going to stop spending. Wall Street is doing terrible. They finna take interest rates up again. They told you we're going to hit a recession. He said, I want to push it up. It's going to be a recession. Jerome Powell told, he said, listen, it's finna hurt a lot of families. He done told them flat today. It's finna hurt a lot of people. But I got to take the interest rates up. That was not good for Wall Street when they heard it. It's bad, man. It's bad. People had but look at it. Yahuwah still got you. I know some of y'all, I'm hurting with her. You ain't going to be outside. You ain't going to miss no meal as long as I got. As long as Yahuwah give her, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. As long as Yahuwah give him, it ain't going to happen. And that's not because he see fit, though. It ain't because of you or me or what I do. Yahuwah see fit. You know how many of them folks from, and not just to criticize, but from them churches, those people don't have the fund. They don't have sufficient to help all them people, man. It ain't possible. You can't help everybody. A lot of them folks finna be without. They don't help the who-whos. The nobody know folk might well get ready to go ahead and suffer. There's nothing for them. Absolutely nothing. Them preachers are raking in for themselves for the last days. They ain't ripping up nothing for these people. Y'all just have to be with somebody that ain't stupid. I'm just telling y'all, man, it's a lot of stuff we take for granted. And y'all can sleep on it and keep going, whatever. That man put you in the hand, man, you got him. Ain't nobody gonna help you. These people too, but everybody gotta help themselves right now. It's bad. It's really bad. They really not telling y'all, man. Listen, up the country coast, it's bad. It's bad. Man, look at him. It rain coming through, and he giving monsoon rains in America. We ain't never had no monsoon. That stuff happen overseas. We don't know about no monsoon rain. That stuff happen in jungles. Where it rains so hard you can't see your hand in front. We don't get no stuff. They have monsoon rains over here. That man, listen, he devastating that place. Between the flood, between the drought, many folks fighting over water in Oregon. It's bad. It's bad. It done came out racial. It's racial. It done got so bad about the water. It's bad. I'm telling y'all, man, they don't tell you because I tell all the time why I knew it. I know y'all why I knew it. Y'all so brainless on some stuff. Y'all so caught in this stuff. I watch a lot of news. I need to keep up with what these crackers doing. Yeah. Plus, I got to see how my money run. I got to keep up with money. They help me know where I'm going to move on money. Watch these people. I need to know what decision they're making. I don't need to hear it from nobody's mouth. I need to know it for myself. When you spending money, you making money move, you need to know what you're doing. Because if you make the wrong money move, it can break you. And other people spend money doing that. When they hear the news, they're doing, these people not finna spend no money. Listen, a lot of these jobs, get ready. They finna let y'all go. Oh, you finna get let go. Make no mistake. You finna get go. They don't have no need for them. They cut out to a century. You got to get rid of people. You put more work on less people, get rid of these people. Everybody got to say, if an interest rate going to go out and people finna spend less, what sense it make to go make some big expenditure buys? It makes sense in that, so I got to be conservative. Conservatism come in now. Conservative means you got to get rid of less of folk go. They're going to affect the big end too, because that's how they get their money from a lot of little people. And they're going to feel the crunch it quick. A lot of little people that spend money, do concerts, go to movies, go buy other stuff, shop, buy a car, do everything else. These folks say, not right now. Not right now, them rates too high. I ought to wait, buying houses. You know how many folk that, I'll do a house or two here, maybe 3 at a time, 2 at a time, whatever I might do. If folk build subdivision, what you think they finna do? That bank money. The bank, look at the bank, let me tell you what that bank can do on the subdivision. Bank come and shut it all down. Whole project, scrap it. Just let it sit. You pay more, let it sit. We don't even want to keep moving. Because they look at it, the rate's going to go, who's going to afford to buy it? That stuff finna be sitting. You ain't finna make no payment. Them builders will go build, and they ain't got the money to cover them notes. They'll stuck themselves out there, the bank stick, and the bank looking, they ain't stupid. How fast you gonna move these houses? You got pre-sales. No, but I know we're gonna get, they don't work like that. We the only people we build, listen, they get agents on it for a reason. Pre-sell it before I build it. Pre-sell it. They're not finna go steal them the whole subdivision talking about people should be coming. You pre-sell before you build. You trying to get most of them sold, already under contract set, so that's how the bank really support it. You already been approved, you already been screened, you already ready to go, you don't put your down payment, we done locked you in the paperwork, and when you get through, you'll do your last final lock in. Then you'll find, because you got to do a construction loan, then you got to roll this over when it's complete to make it into that final loan. And they know they're going to look at it, they backing off. Everybody backing off, houses sitting now. Average of what, 77 days? That's a long time to sit when you just went from as soon as you put it up, your floors getting knocked over, everybody biting him, folk overbidding them days over with. Rates up. So that doesn't change what kind of buyers you're getting. This finna crash a lot of people. These folks have no idea what happened. What you think happened with that? So those are your electricians, your plumbers, these your framers, these your drywallers, these the people who selling you countertops, cabinets, these your flooring people. So if all these people slow up and they stop building these subdivisions, what happened to the Home Depots and other folks? I know you look at you going here, but they need contractors. We talking the bigger places. PLM, them, all them folks, they looking for people to call. When I call them and get a framing package is $30,000, $40,000. So now you ain't calling getting $30,000, $40,000. That's the framing package. This just the wood to build a house. This is no windows or nothing. And he called dropping off. How many folks in here you finna get ready to go? You know what kind of money these salesmen make? You said $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $80,000 framing packages. What's your commission? I don't need no $100,000 framing package. That's too much money to put in the ground, be sitting around and can't find nobody qualified to get it. I'll wait. So you got a lot of people that's finna affect, and the whole market finna change, whole dynamic, but it needs to change. Because I just be honest with you, too many people getting paid too much money. It need to happen. Crash it, bring it back down, get people back to regular working pages. Ain't no way to work. Listen, man, I wouldn't go no matter done. I refuse to pay somebody, and they pay you $18 an hour. I'll fire you myself. You don't even know nothing. I'll shut them down. If I made that, I'll shut every one of them down. I'll pay you no $18. That's retarded. We got folks in warehouses making $14 an hour stacking. You know I drive Ford, little cherry picker, everything in. They on computer, and all you know how to do is how to take your order. Too stupid to put enough fries in a bag. Stupid self. Man, a hamburger don't even put no lettuce on. I'm not going to pay you no $18. That's retarded. And where do people think this is going? Who thinking this can actually keep going? It's killing the market. Teenagers need to make over minimum wages. What minimum wage is? $7. $7.26. You live at home. Man, grown people, man, we were getting $3.35 hours. And you work, it was a teenage, listen, you ain't paying no rent. You're a kid in school, playing around the school. You get some money, but these grown folks, it gives them nothing to sprout. They got to kind of, how many jobs are easy out here to find paying $18 an hour? When they kid leave from McDonald's, from Wendy's, from Crystal, from Popeye, from $18 an hour, where they going? Oh, this ain't nothing. I grab that. I'm going to be making $50 an hour. No, you ain't. You finna stay right there. Ain't about paying no $18 no. Are you serious for a burger flipper? No. All you do is drop something, and you ain't even smart enough to know how to win a fry right, a buzzer go off. I wouldn't pay you. You don't know if lettuce, tomato right. They had a pre-cut tomato. They ain't even smart enough to cut tomatoes. They got to already pre-cut them. Some restaurant they get them. Yeah, they have them pre-cut. Yeah, you had to know how to cut that stuff. Now, that stuff, I don't know. Do y'all have to cut them or you got them pre-cut? Y'all pre-cut, they already come in pre-cut. I figured they did. That's how public get. They come in a thing. Somebody cut them up for them. Yeah, it's really no word. McDonald's got to say, I mean, they had the breakfast up. One person could do it right in the air. They got stuff. These things do everything. You push a button right here, everything right here. They had one person stand right here and do everything. Put all that together. Man, I'm not paying you no $18. I'll pay you $6. That's too much, man. By the time you look at yours, by the time you pay them 5, 6 people that $18 an hour, no, it don't. But I mean, that's how bad the market done gone. Now you got people working warehouse making $15, $14. Why you gonna stay there when you can go to McDonald's and make 18? Yeah. And just stay here for 18 hours? Who finna go in the warehouse and work for $12.50, $14, $16.50? Who finna do that? Would you like some fries with that shake? Then you can't get the food on time. Pull down. Man, like a expressway backed up all them cars sitting around now. It didn't make no sense for me to order the window. I couldn't just pull down there and just waited. It's bad, man. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's bad. Listen, all that stuff in the crumb, but they don't realize all they finna do, it look good on the surface, they finna let a lot of them go. You don't have to put more on them. You'll be like, listen, I pay you 18, but you're gonna be the only one in here working. You're gonna be the manager, the cashier, the cook, the janitor, everything, the plumber, the electrician. There's no way. There's no way you can afford. Look at your meal prices. Man, I can't, man, I don't even buy a combo. I run one again. I said this stuff. Almost $10 for a burger. When I bought burger combo, stuff was $5 or something. The classic, the fries, and the drink. All of this stuff, now I'm trying to figure myself. I don't even say these folks paying $9 for a burger and some fries. No, I couldn't imagine. That chicken, so I was gonna get a piece of chicken. I just bought a box. I said, y'all got me. They stuff. I just wanted one piece of chicken. I said, for a piece of chicken? I'm like, are you serious? These folks want $4, $5 for one piece of chicken. They force your hand. You had to buy a box. I had my reputation. I can't walk up no. I'm like, man, my reputation. I had to buy a box and bring it up, man, y'all eat. I said, I don't even want, I just wanted one piece. It's ridiculous. Man, I remember you get an 8-piece from Churchill, $4.99. $4.99. Listen, when you hungry and you got 8 pieces of chicken, $4.99, you make that right. Them days over with, man. I don't know what they charge now. I know, don't nobody go to church no more. No I remember you right, them KFC prices. KFC always been high. I ain't no telling. But when last time you looked at them wings, how much they cost now? Them little wings, yeah. Yeah. Now I remember the ones you like. Do you know how much they went up to now? Versus that's all I'm talking about. They done lost them. Hold on now. Contention? Now, how much the thing cost? I know Dwight. For real? No, goodness. Man, I ain't been to Kentucky Fried Chicken so long. $10.99. Man, they probably $30. Lancaster said he know. What you say, Lancaster? You ain't been today. No, but some of this stuff's so high now, you can't afford this stuff. I don't know what you gotta cook now. Man, you can't afford this stuff, man. You better off going up there to Sunset. What the name of the restaurant here? the Jamaican, Golden Cross, spend $26.90 something. How much? I been on that guy, man. I left one plate in there. I got that plate. I said, put some on. She said, this other. I said, you ain't gonna put them on there? She said, that's something gone. I walked. That's man. I said, man, I'm finna give you $26. You ain't finna play with me. Be counting no bone. Man, bad as shaking out the spoon. I'm like, you want some great? No, I want some meat. All that wet water on my stuff, man. Put the meat on now. Oh, she made somebody pay without telling. Went back in that bucket. I left. I ain't been back. I don't even remember my fade, but I'm coming back though. You gotta let your fade wear off. You want to? They be looking like that. So they remember. Go somewhere else. I was gonna pay. I said, no, I'm not paying for that. They ain't want. Listen, you don't put my stuff right. You want your $26? I'm gonna give it to you. You ain't finna put no 4 bones on no plate for me. Ain't no hell. Come on, make that thing. I want to hear that thing crack. I want to hear that. I want that style. You pay. Like if you got to get that thing like this. I want when you put in that bag lean like that. You got to get that thing on like this. They were doing that when it was $10, $11, $12. Now you talking about $25, $26. I don't play them games. That's too much money. I just buy them red snap. Them red snap got that best. I can't pay no $30 for no fit like that. I go buy me some worm. I drive all the way to the ocean fit myself. I don't know about that much for a fish. No. Coca Cabana spawned me. If anybody know where Coca Cabana moved, call me immediately. Ain't nobody did what a red snapper what them folk done with it. I must find them people there. That too. Y'all ought to change.